stepped out here and taken over many of the seats inside this new football palace in the heart of Atlanta. Glad to have you with us, Reese Davis and Kirk Herbstreit here. 5 straight days of college football. What better way to finish off the Labor Day weekend than this kind of matchup? And the bar's been set pretty high the first few days.
Man, really, even Thursday night, that first half with Ohio State and Indiana, it seems like that was a month ago, by the way, all the way through to last night. I mean, who would have ever imagined UCLA fighting all the way back down 44-10? The West Virginia Tech game was great. We just need a little dessert tonight with Tennessee and Georgia Tech.
So let's serve you up a little orange right now. Butch Jones in Tennessee coming off a 9-4 season that was a little bit of a disappointment relative to the expectations and trying to recapture some momentum.
Well, I think the one thing about Tennessee is there's always pressure on whoever the head coach is. It's Butch Jones. He's got to find a new quarterback. Josh Dobbs is no longer there, the guy that he can rely on. So who's he going to go with? He's going to go with Quentin Dormandy initially, the junior. He's the backup last year to Dobbs. A little bit more familiar with the offense, a little bit more command in spring and in camp. That's why he will get the nod over the redshirt freshman Jared Garantano. One thing to remember about this young quarterback or inexperienced quarterback are the playmakers around him. Tennessee, even though they're young and maybe some inexperience, they have electrifying ability. John Kelly takes over at tailback, and Juwan Jennings, who made so many big catches last year, will be the leader now on the outside at wide receiver. It's exciting to see kind of this new era of offense, and let's see how Dormandy does in his first career start.
And an old era of offense for Georgia Tech. It's something that Paul Johnson has grown tired of hearing the questions about because they move the ball with the triple option. No matter what they do, they'll have a new quarterback tonight.
Yeah, they have a new quarterback making his first start as well. Taquan Marshall is a guy that has quickness. The door opened up for him in the spring. He's a guy that's familiar with how to run this scheme. When the door opened up, he took advantage of it. Now, he's a guy, when he gets out on the edge, he can make things happen like a lot of these Georgia Tech quarterbacks. And we'll see how he does or if they make a change themselves. And another guy that has ability around him. This is a guy that will be in the middle, the B-back, which to us means fullback. Cavante Benson, you see his size, 5'11", or 5'9", 211 pounds, which means he's short, low center of gravity, very tough to bring down, and electrifying speed. Ran a 10.6 in high school in 100, so it tells you if he can get a crease, he can take it to the house.
10.6, 100 meters, squatting 600 pounds. Is that any good for hitting the hole quickly for the Rambling Wreck? Not far away from campus. The Jackets are lined up and ready to run out through that old leather helmet. And it is also football time for Tennessee. About ready to kick it off.
Knowing where you stand. It's never been easier. Except when it comes to your retirement plan. But at Fidelity, we're making retirement planning clearer. And it all starts with getting your Fidelity Retirement Score. In 60 seconds, you'll know where you stand. And together, we'll help you make decisions for your plan to keep you on track. It's your retirement. Know where you stand.
When only the best will do, Tempur-Pedic delivers. Tempur material provides up to twice as much pressure-relieving power, so you wake up feeling like a champion. Through September 17th, save up to $500 on select adjustable sets. Tempur-Pedic sleep is power.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
If one rainbow is magic, what are even more rainbows? Lucky Charms, now with 3 new rainbow marshmallows.
They're magically delicious.
Barbara? You're one hot old El Paso taco bone.
Mom, Dad, I'm right here.
Are those peppers?
Jalapenos.
Spicy.
Caliente. I have got to get my own plate. Anything goes in old El Paso.
What if there was a paint that had the power to awaken something old, or painfully dated, or something you simply thought was lost forever? Because it could form a strong bond, regardless of age. If a paint could give any time-worn surface stunning new life, you have to wonder, is it still paint? Regal Select Exterior from Benjamin Moore. Only available at independently owned paint and hardware stores.
Back here in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Tennessee eagerly awaiting the start of this season and renewing acquaintances with Georgia Tech. It's the 44th time these two have met, first time in a neutral site. Once upon a time, this was one of the Deep South's better rivalries, but they haven't played since 1987, a game that the Volunteers won. Bobby Dodd was a former Tennessee quarterback and, of course, the head coach at Georgia Tech. A few moments ago, Butch Jones addressed the Vols.
Win on each and every snap and what you represent with everything that's gone into it. Lastly, you've worked your asses off. Rely on your training. Rely on your training. Enjoy the opportunity. Have each other's back. And we get 1-0. And we get out of here and we get ready to go. Any questions? Yes, sir. Any questions? No, sir. You got my back? I got your back. You got my back? I got your back. You got my back? I got your back. Everybody's got their back. Get up and let's feel it. It's going to be the key to the win.
I got your back.
Have you got my back? You need to yell it out.
I got Maria's back.
I've got Maria's back too. Maria Taylor, do you have our backs?
I got you, Reese. And Coach, we heard you telling your team, do they have your back? How do you have Quentin Dormandy's back in his first start here as a Volunteer?
Well, he's going to have to get off to a quick start, and that's everyone around him, and really get into a rhythm and the flow of the game early.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Maria. But you know what? If Tennessee's successful tonight, they always recite General Nealon's maxims to win the game. Maybe they'll add, I've got your back to it. Georgia Tech won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so the Volunteers will receive. Deep, Evan Berry and Micah Abernathy. Evan Berry in his career has 4 kickoff returns for touchdowns. Sean Davis will be the one to put total leather to get us underway on Labor Day night in Atlanta. And this is Berry. Berry's got an alley. Stays on his feet and gets out close to the 40-yard line, and the Volunteers will have excellent field position for Quentin Dormady.
6'4", 216 pounds. Quarterback that was a 4-star out of high school. Heavily recruited, decided to head to Knoxville, has been a backup to Josh Dobbs. Different skill set. You're used to watching Tennessee with Josh Dobbs. You think of a dual threat, a guy that can scramble, make plays. Now, while Dormady can get around and scramble, they're going to be a little bit more from the pocket and relying more on the backs, more jet sweeps and screens and things of that nature.
First carry of the season goes to John Kelly. Georgia Tech got in the backfield, but Kelly kept those feet working and picks up maybe 7 before Knoxville native Brant Mitchell got into the turf.
How about that? One of our Chick-fil-A impact players right away getting involved here. John Kelly, he takes over the reins. Remember, Alvin Kamara is gone. Obviously, Jalen Hurd has moved on as well and quit. Juwan Jennings on the outside. There we go. Both of our impact players making plays here early.
You are on fire. Impact players, Kelly, then Jennings. Jennings from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, caught the game-winning Hail Mary touchdown pass against Georgia.
And Georgia Tech defensively with Ted Roof, their defense coordinator, they've got to load up the line of scrimmage and try to take away John Kelly's ability to run the ball and the offensive line's ability to block. So Jennings is going to get some one-on-one opportunities on the outside.
Still on the ground with penetration by the Yellow Jackets. Desmond Branch back there to make the tackle.
And when you have an undersized defensive line, you've got to slant and angle. Watch him shoot the gap here. Good call by Ted Roof to mix it up. You know, you can't just sit and play base with this defense. This is a Georgia Tech defense. It's a bend but don't break. Try to get you off the field on 3rd down. Try to stop you in the red zone, force a field goal. They're going to move up front a lot. That time it pays off for Branch.
Dormady's second throw is at the knees or maybe the shins of Jennings, so it'll be 3rd and 12.
They just want him to settle in. He's got plenty of arm to make all the throws. It's about trying to get him, you know, like any quarterback, you get into a rhythm, and when you're a new quarterback in this kind of a setting, you want to try to get back there, and coach is trying to call plays that you've told him all week. Hey, I like this one. I like this one. That one, it was open. He just misfired. It's an area that Georgia Tech struggled mightily a year ago. 126th in the nation out of 128 teams at getting teams off the field on third down.
Nearly half the time, teams were successful. Dormady needs 12, has time, fires, and is deflected and knocked away. And again, it is the Knoxville native Brant Mitchell making a play. Grew up a Tennessee fan, and he's made a couple of plays against the Big Orange so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's Ted Root, the defensive coordinator. He's got to be happy with that stop. But you're right, Mitchell is fired up to play this game. He actually, without him sinking in coverage, that's a conversion on third down. The ball is well thrown to Tyler Bird, but let's give a nod to Brant Mitchell. Went to Webb School in Knoxville there, makes a big play.
Trevor Daniel, average better than 45 yards a punt. Brad Stewart back to return it. Time short. Stewart goes and saves some yardage. Very important for returners on those types of kicks to save yardage, and Stewart does just that. Jackets will have it when you come back.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Join Chick-fil-A in helping those impacted by Hurricane Harvey at chickfil-a.com or go to the Chick-fil-A One app.
Breaking down the walls in my own mind, keeping my faith for the bad times. Get up, stand like a champion. Take it to the world, gonna sing it like an anthem. I'm so alive, I'm so alive, I'm so alive. You can make it on a wish if you want to.
The BMW Ultimate Summer Sales Event is now extended through September 4th.
Can I give it to you straight? That airline credit card you have, it could be better. It's time to shake things up. With the Capital One Venture Card, you get double miles on everything you buy, not just airline purchases. Seriously, think of all the things you buy.
Great. Is this why you asked me to coffee?
Well, yeah, but also to catch up. What's in your wallet?
Liberty Mutual stood with me when I was too busy with the kids to get a repair estimate. I just snapped a photo and got an estimate in 24 hours.
My insurance company definitely doesn't have that.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Destiny 2, rated teen.
PlayStation. We don't just want to watch the games cable gives us. We want all the teams, no matter where we live. With DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. We want Falcons in New York. Jets in LA. Bears in New Orleans. Or Buccaneers in a quaint little New England bed and breakfast.
Can you please pass the marmalade, Charlie?
I sure can, Crazy Pirate.
Switch to DirecTV and get every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The College Football Playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
If only they could really build stadiums this quickly. Broke ground at Mercedes-Benz Stadium late 2014, 39 months, and it's a state-of-the-art venue. Now, not quite ready to open and close the roof in 12 minutes like they will be when it's all done. So the roof has been closed for the Falcons preseason games for Alabama, Florida State on Saturday night. And also tonight, Tennessee and Georgia Tech. Volunteers punted on their first possession, and the toss on Georgia Tech's first offensive play goes to Quay Searcy as Daquan Marshall making the start at quarterback for the Ramblin' Wreck.
5'10", 180 pounds, incredibly quick. Now remember, even though he hasn't made a start, this is his third year in the system, so he's very familiar with how this offense, how the offense operates. And actually, go back to 2015, he was an A-back. I mean, so he really, an A-back for these guys are the flex backs that you'll see kind of to the outside where a tight end normally would be, a little bit off the line of scrimmage. So he's seen this offense from a different perspective.
Quarterback draw, Marshall flirting his way up to across the 25-yard line. 3rd down and short coming, and that's where Tech makes a lot of its money as we take a look at tonight's impact players brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
We mentioned Kervonte Benson, who'll be the fullback. Quay Searcy, they've got to try to get out on the edge. On the outside for Tennessee, defensive end Jonathan Kongbo is a great player, moved him from tackle out to end. And also, we'll see Rashawn Galton, usually a nickelback, but they're going to play him at corner tonight just because into the boundary because of the type of offense that Georgia Tech runs. It's very physical.
3rd down and 3 for the Jackets. About 42% a year ago, and they'll toss it wide again, and looking for the edge is Nathan Cottrell, and Tennessee will swallow up another Knoxville native, Daniel Batuli, there to stop him, and the Jackets will go 3 and out.
How about that closing speed by Batuli? Boy, he came flying at the end of this play at the outside linebacker spot. Remember, Tennessee has repped this offense over and over and over from spring ball all the way through, and that is outstanding range. A 6'3", 240-pound Daniel Batuli.
They questioned whether he was ready for prime time, and our Big Ten officiating crew has issued its first sideline warning of the night. Tennessee sideline drawing that it'll be a penalty later.
Think about that. They have worked since spring football. The coaches have worked since February on this one night, and the players have been working on it since spring ball. They go through camp. There's Georgia Tech periods. I mean, it's all hands on deck tonight.
And nearly a week of it in the spring. 4 days of just Georgia Tech in the fall, and an excellent roll off the punt. Marquez Callaway couldn't make the catch, and it'll roll out of bounds inside the 20, and the Volunteers will take over at their own 18. Saturday, another early season big-time game. Oklahoma and Ohio State meet at the Horseshoe in Columbus. 7:30 Eastern Time Saturday night. Kirk and Chris Maria will be on the call. College Game Day will be in Columbus as well. 7:30 Eastern Time. You'll see that one, and what an opening day Baker Mayfield had. Only had 1 incomplete pass, and the Sooners' easy win against UTEP, and you see what happened last year when Barrett was brilliant.
Seen some recent comments from Baker Mayfield about how it stung to see Ohio State sing their fight song of their alma mater there on their field, and how fired up they are to have a chance to avenge that tonight.
After that 56-yard field possession, punt gave Tennessee poor field position. John Kelly picked up a yard or so on 1st down, at least 2nd and long.
Georgia Tech just wants to do the best they can against that powerful offensive line and that running game of John Kelly. Again, just to reiterate, just want to try to get Dormandy in those obvious passing situations. Get after him.
Draw. Kelly didn't fool anybody. It'll be 3rd down and 8. And on the subject of that offensive line, you have Drew Richmond suspended tonight. He was going to play tackle. He also had an injury to Chance Hall in the preseason that made Tennessee a little thinner.
And I think the one thing Tennessee's offensive line is trying to adjust to is Desmond Branch, 99, the junior. He has been disruptive here in these first couple snaps for Tennessee in these first couple drives. He's right here on the inside.
Recognize the name Branch. His brother Allen played for Michigan, played for the Patriots, has a couple of Super Bowl rings. Ted Roof calls him Slippery. Slipped into the backfield a couple of times. Here they come again, and dropping it underneath to Jennings. Jennings looking for the edge in the 1st down marker, and he runs over a defender, but a good hit there from Lawrence Austin. And they'll mark him short of the 1st down, and Austin, one of twin brothers in the Georgia Tech secondary, makes a strong hit on the larger Jennings.
Well, he tracked him the whole way, just kind of sat back, just kind of sitting and waiting, reading the quarterback's eyes, waits to see him make this move, comes across. Now it's about just trying to get there. Actually comes from behind. A deeper safety actually comes up and makes the play. The leader of that back there is Lawrence Austin.
Twin brother Lance was chasing him too. That was a really strong hit. Jennings had some momentum but couldn't get to the 1st down marker. And now Stewart will haul it in the punt inside his 30. And he'll wiggle his way up for just a few yards on the return. And Georgia Tech will try to get that option attack rolling when you come back.
He wants 3D printed a 3D printer. He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
Every time I raise my hand, I start a wave.
I proposed to my wife using a giant foam finger. Who's number one? This guy. Where do you go, about 6'7"?
Your statue could be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
Get 2 Whopper sandwiches now for only $6. Only at Burger King.
It's true. Fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever. So I've assembled a team. They're not exactly 5-star, but they've got spirit. We'll be at tailgate, the cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere! And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, hip! Here's a boys' medium.
That'll work.
Does it make sense that a German car company would break ground in Spartanburg, South Carolina?
Or that they build over 400,000 sports activity vehicles a year?
And customize them millions of different ways.
Does it make sense that BMW's largest factory in the world
is in this small town in the South?
It makes perfect sense.
The BMW X4, X5, X6, and the all-new X3, engineered in Germany, built in America. The BMW Ultimate Summer Sales Event is now extended through September 4th.
T-Mobile announces $0 down for all. Now get the whole family the hottest smartphone brands like Samsung Galaxy for $0 down. Plus, get 4 unlimited lines for $40 a month, taxes and fees included. More reasons why T-Mobile is America's best unlimited network.
The 2017 Chick-fil-A Kickoff Game is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Start game day strong with the new Breakfast Hash Brown Scramble Bowl. And BMW. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, committed to honoring Blimp-worthy athletes who demonstrate hard work on and off the field. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff. College Football Playoff National Championship game will be right back here in Atlanta. Mercedes-Benz Stadium coming up in January.
We talked about how Tennessee has worked very hard to prepare. One thing Paul Johnson has told us is everybody prepares and then they show something different the night of the game. It takes them sometimes a series or two to get comfortable with how the team's going to attack.
The triple option, and Tennessee plays it beautifully on the pitch. Clay Searcy had nowhere to go. Dive was stopped, quarterback forced to pitch, and then 2 balls there to get him.
You always hear assignment football when you talk about defending the option. You're right, somebody has to account for the dive. That time the linebacker came down. Quarterback was taken by Kongbo, and then you had a couple guys out on the outside on the pitch. Perfectly defended.
One of those guys, Kirk, was Colton Jumper. Bob Shoop told us yesterday, if the Vols play the option right, Jumper at the Mike linebacker to have 20 tackles or so.
Him and Nigel Warrior and Abernathy have a chance for a lot of tackles.
There's a tackle in the backfield. Daniel Batuli. Batuli, the sophomore from Antioch, Tennessee, has made his presence felt a couple of times.
Boy, he has such great range and athletic ability. He's right up here. Nobody's able to get up to that second level, so he's free to be able to chase down the quarterback. Not only that, but you also have the pitch man completely taken away by Nigel Warrior. So Bob Shoop right now has a good feel and is dialing up the right defense here early in this game against this option attack. And again, they get Georgia Tech into a nice 3rd down situation.
Marshall gonna scramble out of there, and he doesn't get close. Slammed to the turf by Cortez McDowell.
McDowell cleaned it up, but how about Darrell Taylor's effort to not give up? He read pass and then came back after he saw a quarterback draw, forced Marshall to cut to the outside. But this Vols defense, man, they are showing some team speed right now against this option.
You wonder about defending the option and the speed of it. So far, so good. Tennessee. Georgia Tech will punt it away. Fair catch signal for and made by Marquez Callaway. Just Callaway, I should say, a step or so inside his own 20.
Breaking down the walls in my own mind, keeping my faith for the bad times. Get up.
BMW Ultimate Summer Sales event is now extended through September 4th.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's beef with the other guys. While they thaw out, Wendy's goes all out, serving fresh beef for nearly 50 years, which is why true hamburger fans side with the official hamburger of the NCAA.
You got the brains, I got the everything else.
What were you thinking, Ted?
Thought is not my area of expertise. Goodness, no.
It's time for some straight talk. When it comes to wireless plans, everyone is different. Some people are big-time data users, others not so much. Straight Talk Wireless has plans of all sizes, like their newest, with the first 2 gigs of high-speed data for just $35 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data, all on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Big or small, everyone saves with Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts, only at Walmart.
It's not always easy getting everyone into the car. But you know what can be really easy? Finding the right car insurance. Call Amica now and get ready for a unique experience. We'll ask more questions, help you understand your options, and guide you to the right decision. It's a personalized consultation that you won't get from just any insurance company. Keys. So take a good look at Amica today. Call for a free auto insurance quote. Welcome to Amica. This is Helpfulness Insured.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Back in the middle of August at Del Mar, a horse by the name of Soul Street, peculiar spelling, won his first race, did he not? And this is some home video from Shea Herbstreit, owner of said horse.
Oh, that was funny, man. That was our first race. We won. We won. And so tonight, he's about to go in a huge race. The Bear is actually involved in this. Joseph Scott Galloway, a lot of other buddies. We own the horse, and Bob Baffert trained him. Mike Smith's running, or going to ride him. And he runs in 10 minutes out at Del Mar, a really, really big race.
So when Herbie, for about 1 minute and 25 seconds, goes silent, which will be a television first, by the way. I've got your back.
I'm counting on you. You and Maria will have it for about 1.5 minutes.
Maybe we'll take a look back at the race if we can. I would like to let you know that if that horse wins the Derby and you get rich, I'll never forgive Bob Baffert, who this relationship started when he was a guest picker on College Game Day.
Yeah.
I will then tell Bob that I've always been a real Nick Zito guy anyway.
Oh, man.
Best of luck tonight, Herbie. Hope Soul Street comes through. Dormady got ripped as he threw it, and they're going to say the ball hit the ground. It'll be 3rd and 10. More pressure coming, this time coming from the secondary, and A.J. Gray getting back to Dormady.
I'll tell you what, there's a great look at it. 5 gets through clean. A little confusion up front. They didn't kick to the outside. Late delayed blitz, I think, maybe caused a little confusion for Brett Kendrick, who's playing at left tackle spot. One thing, Georgia Tech, a team that struggled to get pressure on the quarterback, not just last year, the last 3 years. Man, they've done a nice job these first couple series of getting after Dormady.
More pressure coming. Dormady gets rid of it and almost intercepted, just out of the outstretched hands of A.J. Gray. Getting back there was Antonio Simmons to put the heat on Dormady.
How about this? You can get this kind of pressure for Ted Roof, the defensive coordinator, from out here with Simmons when you have that ability to rush 3. They're only rushing 3. They've got 8 guys in coverage. And then look at that. He's throwing into a lot of traffic there. But Simmons being able to get off the edge, who they say is their best pure pass rusher. Boy, he just went right by Marcus Tatum that time.
Tennessee will have to punt it away. Brad Stewart back to return. Punt from Trevor Daniel. Daniel driving Stewart. Hey, he just airmailed him. Hit it right over his head. Stewart will haul it in at the 10 on the bounce and step out of bounds. What a punt from a school that has a history of brilliant punters. 70 yards on the punt. That'll flip field position for you. We talked about Oklahoma, Ohio State this weekend. What about this one? Number 12 Auburn going into Clemson. Tiger versus Tiger, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. Jarrett Stidham, after a couple years off, got for almost 2-year calendar years off, got back in the groove for Auburn. Kelly Bryant looked solid in the opening game for Clemson. That ought to be a great one.
Yeah. I think we're going to find a little bit more about each team and each quarterback, obviously against much better defenses this week.
Back to the triple, and the B-back, who's the fullback. Avante Benson gets it, and he drives forward. And there hasn't been anything available for the Georgia Tech offense yet, but Johnson, historically, Kirk, has been a master at making adjustments, changing the blocks, changing the guys reading to try to keep the defense off balance.
Yeah, he's trying to come up with an answer to Bob Shoop right now, because Bob Shoop's one step ahead of him. Guy that was under siege last year from some of the Ball Nation because of the way Tennessee's defense, they gave up some points, 29 points a game, but it had a lot of injuries.
Try the counter option and the pitch. Cottrell headed to the corner, and it's across the 20-yard line, maybe close to the 22. Third down coming again. Colton Jumper, another tackle.
So you got a fast-flowing defense, a lot of great athletes. They're chasing down the ball carrier when they're running options. So what does Paul Johnson? One of his answers is try to go counter option. So you're going to fake to the right, come back to the left, try to get them out of position. Picked up a few yards, gives them a chance here on third down, but still Tennessee's defense able to get back in position, keep him short of the first down.
Rambling Wreck yet to convert on third down tonight. And now they have Benson lowering his pads, still on his feet. There are a lot of orange jerseys having to wrestle down that big fella as he gets across the 35, and a first down for Georgia Tech.
They brought the left guard around, Parker Braun. Some young players up front in that offensive line that are probably trying to settle in. It's not just the skill players, but big 75, he'll come right towards you, picks up a nice block and gives them the instincts that time of Benson. He's able to cut back underneath that, and that gives you an idea about his leg drive and his low center of gravity.
On first down, Marshall will follow the dive man. Good pickup on first down. He gets across the 40, up close to the 44-yard line.
It's one thing to have a good start against Georgia Tech. You can't celebrate. You can't get too excited. You can't pat yourself on the back, because this is never ending. The focus and the discipline, they lull you to sleep with run. There's 10 runs and they haven't thrown yet. You're a safety. Your eyes start to peek into that backfield. That's when they come down the line and they take a shot behind you. Stay focused and disciplined.
Pitch is slapped down. Great defensive play to just absolutely wrecked the option. Darrell Taylor was back there again, Kirk, for the second time.
Boy, he is having a night. Darrell Taylor, the sophomore. Everybody wondered, what's Tennessee going to do after losing all those great defensive ends, Barnett, Vereen, and Lewis? They've got a great group, and we're seeing it tonight. Darrell Taylor just too quick. I think he surprised Marshall with how quick he got in there. He wasn't ready to make the pitch. When you run this offense as a quarterback, that's the first thing you got to be ready to do. In case they collapse down in a hurry, you got to get the ball out.
9-yard loss leaves the Jackets with 3rd and 12. Marshall, first throw of the night is complete. June has it. He's racing free. And Ricky June will be knocked out of bounds at around the 20, and a big play on third down.
Not something you see a lot of from Georgia Tech on 3rd and long like this, an obvious passing situation. But how about Marshall making that throw, and then June not only gets open, but he doesn't give up on the play. Great route, perfect timing, but then he cuts back inside away from Justin Martin and picks up about another 30 yards.
A 44-yard gain, and how about that dime that he dropped right over Nigel Warrior and put it right on June. First threat of the night for either team. Marshall had an alley, but just getting a hand on his shoe was who else? Taylor.
With these splits on this offensive line, and we'll talk about it throughout the game, but very, very different than anything else you defend. See how wide those splits are? Widens that defense out, creates some seams for the quarterback and running backs to try to slip through. continue to pull that left guard, Parker Braun, around, leading the way to the play side.
That might have been a big play if Braun could have cut Taylor as he tried to do. Benson slamming up on the inside, and he'll be a couple of yards short of the first down.
That must be their answer. That time the big fella Divine, 380 pounds, number 71. He pulled around that time, and Jonathan Kongbo, I don't think he knew it hit it when 380 came around. Knocked him back.
I don't know how many plays they can get out of Divine, but he's certainly big enough to clear the path when he's in there. Jackets need a long one for the first down, and timeout's called. Paul Johnson wants to think about this one, try to keep the drive alive, although I think perhaps he would like the play he called to have been run.
Boy, I wish your mom was here instead of over there.
Reliving the glory days isn't always rewarding, but Hotels.com is. Instant savings now, free nights later. Hotels.com.
You push yourself every day. Tempur-Pedic helps you recover every night. Tempur material provides up to twice as much pressure-relieving power, so you won't toss and turn. Through September 17th, save up to $500 on select adjustable sets. Tempur-Pedic sleep is power.
This season marks nearly 85 years of SEC tradition. At Johnsonville, we respect heritage. We've been making premium sausage since 1945. We're heading back to SEC country to earn our fans. On every campus, at every tailgate, every big game, all the way to the championship. Get fired up for game day, made the Johnsonville way.
Sometimes you feel the need to take a smellfie. Hanes wants to end the smellfie. Those quick self-sniffs to check the old smell levels. But this thing we've all done doesn't need to be a thing. There's a smart way to stay fresh. Hanes, with Fresh IQ advanced odor protection technology. Get your free trial pack at Hanes.com.
If you're a college football fan and you don't have the ESPN app, I have no idea what you're thinking. Fans' best friend, you can see every show, you can see highlights across the board, not just college football, but this time of year, you want to see a game, it's almost certainly there. Just download the app, access the live scores and news from anywhere. Download the ESPN app now. Okay, they are in the gates in the horse race right now, so we've lost Herbie for about a minute and a half or so, but a third down coming right now for Georgia Tech. This is the best drive of the night for either team. Cottrell in motion. Marshall follows, knifes his way down to the 10, and it'll be a first down for Georgia Tech. It'll be first and goal for the Yellow Jackets. Oh, Marshall ran right out of his shoe on that play. The junior from Hamilton, Georgia, which is about an hour and 15 minutes down the interstate from here in Atlanta. Making his first start of the season. Played in a couple of games last year, played A-back as a freshman, which, as Kirk told you earlier, is the halfback position. The one that's coming in motion there is Quay Searcy, but they give it to Benson, and he almost takes it into the end zone. He's knocked down just short. Georgia Tech is knocking on the door at the 1. Look at Benson with that low center of gravity. He runs right through Batuli.
Really, this drive, they've done a good job of mixing up enough to be able to open up the middle. Aggressive pylon cam giving you a really good angle there, but a little bit more diversity as we talk about Paul Johnson feeling things out.
11th play of the drive. Marshall sneaking it. Let's see when they unpile. And they'll say the Big Orange stopped him just short.
If I'm Marshall or I'm Benson, I'm asking Paul Johnson, can I follow Shamir Devine at 380 pounds behind that right guard? I mean, he's getting movement.
On this drive, the Yellow Jackets are 3 for 3 on third down, but with the nose of the football almost touching the goal line, barring some type of negative play, you got to think they're taking 2 shots at this if they need it.
There it is.
They won't. Touchdown Georgia Tech, and the Ramblin' Wreck behind Daquan Marshall on the board in a vintage Paul Johnson drive that ate up over 6 minutes on the clock, 6:51 to be precise.
Watch that right guard. That's the way you want to go, right behind him at 380. He actually played, I think, either all of that drive or most of that drive. And that is a great job of adjusting. As you said, almost 7 minutes, 12 plays, 86 yards. Great job by Paul Johnson and this offense adjusting to that team speed from Tennessee on those first couple drives.
When you play these option teams, that's what you wonder about. You can stop them for a while, but do you have the resiliency to continue to stop them time after time after time after time? 7-0, Georgia Tech has the lead. 6 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. I lost you just for a second.
Yep.
How'd Soul Street do?
Started fast, got to the break at the turn, and was in first place. And there's some bad horses coming around that turn. Down the stretch, he ran out of gas. I think he finished up in 5th or 6th. But he'll be back. He'll be back.
I'm sure he will.
I think he used a lot of energy there.
Look, here are a couple of the co-owners, Herbstreit Galloway, Darren Brown in there with Chase Herbstreit, your youngest son.
Oh, man.
Watching.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. While watching that, I also realized that Marshall's throw on third down was about probably as important of a play to keep that drive alive and give maybe kind of even that playing field against that team speed at Tennessee as much as anything.
Evan Berry had a good return in the opener. Evan Berry headed for the rail. Now back to the middle and knocked down at the 45-yard line. I so desperately wanted to be able to give it down the stretch. He comes, but he couldn't quite get loose. But a great answer from Tennessee to end the first quarter.
Well, that's the second time he's come close to getting out. It's a good job of blocking actually up front. He hits that perfect timing. Kicker actually tries to get involved, but great effort by Tennessee blocking downfield. And Vols are going to start in plus territory, try to even the score.
Come on. Excuse me. Mind if I sit here?
Not if you want your phone to work.
Let me guess. Can't live stream your lobster roll?
And my mobile pay isn't connecting, and I just got an unlimited plan.
Right plan, wrong network. You see, Verizon is America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. And now, unlimited plans start at $40 per line. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is your seat. Definitely. Yeah, just tucking it in. No, I wasn't gonna pull it out.
Introducing Unlimited for All the data you want on the network you want. Now starting at $40 per line for 4 lines.
Does it make sense that a German car company would break ground in Spartanburg, South Carolina?
Or that they build over 400,000 sports activity vehicles a year?
And customize them millions of different ways.
Does it make sense that BMW's largest factory in the world
is in this small town in the South?
It makes perfect sense.
The BMW X4, X5, X6, and the all-new X3, engineered in Germany, built in America. The BMW Ultimate Summer Sales Event is now extended through September 4th.
How do we make sure there's toppings in each bite of Papa John's pizza? We check 80,000 times a year. Now get an extra large 2-topping pizza for just $11. Everyone's doing their part to make your game day better.
Best pizza, New York style.
No way. Chicago deep dish.
Nah. White pie.
Half veggies, half meat. Just cheese.
No. Pepperoni.
Extra crunchy.
Truly. Has to be gluten-free.
Top it with arugula.
No. Basil.
Eggplant. Dude, really? That's not pizza. Come on. Pizza and a Coke.
You got that right. 2 Cokes, please.
My pizza goes best with a Coke.
An ice cold Coke.
Only with a Coke.
Sometimes you feel the need to take a smellfie. Hanes wants to end the smellfie. Those quick self-sniffs to check the old smell levels. But this thing we've all done doesn't need to be a thing. There's a smart way to stay fresh. Hanes, with Fresh IQ advanced odor protection technology. Get your free trial pack at Hanes.com.
In preparation for man's journey to Mars, NASA requested applications for space travel candidates. It takes ambition, a can-do attitude, and a lot of moxie to be chosen for one of the most coveted positions in the universe. Runners-up, we invite you to apply to our management trainee program at 84 Lumber.
I know when I hand them the keys to their first car, it's going to be scary. But I also know that we're going to have USAA insurance for both my boys, something that they're not even going to have to think of. It's just going to be in the family. We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
Tomorrow night on ESPN, Venus Williams takes the court in the quarterfinals.
Ready to start the second quarter? Chase Herbstreit waving to America.
Far left, Traps. Christopher Davis, far right.
Little muscle down far right, let me tell you. Second quarter starting. Quentin Dormady taking a shot down. Oh! And that ain't the ball. Did he hang on to it? I thought it hit the ground. Ethan Wolf, they're going to give him the catch.
Boy, I'm with you. Let's see the end of this play. But Tennessee wants to snap this ball as fast as they can.
They don't want to give him a chance to look at it again.
That's smart.
Ball's threatening, and they won't be able to do it.
The ruling on the field was a completed
that ball
pass.
looked like it hit the turf.
That ruling is under further review.
What an effort there by Wolf.
It's incomplete.
Yeah, good call, Reese. Heck of an effort, though.
Now, Dave Kataya is in the booth with us right now. Now, Dave, he did not in this case, but by rule, had Wolf caught the ball, controlled it, and it touched the ground, that would have still been okay, right?
If it touches the ground with no independent ball movement, it's okay, but clearly this one he never had.
Right.
But if he had it cradled and just the bottom of that ball touches with no movement, it's a catch. Pretty clear here, though.
No question. The ball came loose and bounced, and he controlled it. But they'll fix this up. Our Big Ten crew, Tom Kissinger's our replay official tonight.
Shouldn't this be a 5-second look and we're out?
Yeah. I don't know.
There's really nothing. There's really nothing to see.
I don't see anything there.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what's taking the time, be honest with you.
Now, they moved the chains. Could it be that they're going back and making sure they've got the line of scrimmage?
Yeah. Well, that's the key. When you have to reverse a completed catch to an incomplete, there's a whole kind of process. You have to remember, find out where the previous spot is. You have to check the clock. So it does expand the time of review, but it shouldn't expand it that much.
Well, if you guys would just stop missing things on the field, Dave. You know.
Wait a minute. I'm standing up here with you.
After further review, it was an incomplete pass. As a result, it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. The clock will start on the snap.
And I was just kidding, of course. Officials doing a great job. John O'Neill from the Big Ten making the call. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Still love the effort by Ethan Wolf, the senior, laying out, almost coming up with the catch. And then I also love Dormady, presence of mind to hurry up to get to that line of scrimmage. Try to get that snap before the officials could take another peek.
And Dormady put one right on the usually reliable Juwan Jennings, and he just dropped it, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he just took his eyes off the ball. He's trying to make a play after the catch, but Jennings, who's their best receiver, watch him take a little peek. Thinks he already has the ball secured. Durham is closing in on him. Very least, probably be about a 4 or 5 yard gain, but takes his eye off the ball, sets up 3rd and 10.
Josh Palmer, the freshman, is checked in for Tennessee. Boy, they high on him, making his debut tonight at wide receiver. They'll throw underneath, and a big hit. Kelly makes the catch. But man, oh man, Georgia Tech is bringing the lumber. That was Victor Alexander. It hit him first.
The other thing they continue to do on 3rd down is they're rushing 3, and then they're dropping 8. He's able to sit back, read the quarterback's eyes. He knows exactly where that 1st down marker is. Comes up, boom, is able to make that big hit, and he's 3 yards short of the 1st down. This is working out perfectly for Ted Roof. This is a team that, again, struggled on 3rd downs a year ago. And so far, Tennessee 0 for 4 tonight.
And one thing, Kirk, we should mention is that Australian-style kick. And Tennessee covers it beautifully if they don't mess it up down at the end. And they were able to keep it from crossing the plane. Larry Scott, the offensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator for Tennessee, calling the plays. for the first time tonight. It's the third straight 3 and out for Tennessee. The progressive pylon cam, and right on the goal line. Oh, you got to keep that thing out of there. Did a good job on it. Evan Berry, another good special teams play.
Join Chick-fil-A in helping those impacted by Hurricane Harvey by visiting chickfil-a.com or going to the Chick-fil-A One app.
Welcome back, fall. Nobody makes a more colorful entrance than you. We've added some interesting hotspots while you were away. And the best part? We found everything we needed in the first place we looked. Get Vigoro mulch 5 bags for $10, only at the Home Depot.
It doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are 2 of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infiniti, empower the drive.
You always pay your insurance on time. Tap one little bumper and up go your rates. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it?
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
They say you don't choose the app. The app chooses you. It can stream the games and shows that I love, and it's there whenever I need it.
Kubota, pioneers of the subcompact tractor, have upped the game again with the all-new Kubota BX80 series. It's powerful, rugged, and easy to operate, ready to take on your toughest work. Plus, you can get a complete set of Land Pride implements. The all-new Kubota BX80. It has the performance, versatility, and comfort you're looking for. See it at your local Kubota dealer today.
You know what? We want all of the football, not just some. We don't want some of the games like cable gives you. We want all the live games every Sunday with DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. Not some things bacon wrapped, but all things bacon wrapped. We don't just want some Dak Prescott.
Hello, Charlie.
Hey, man. We want all the Dak Prescott. Bump it.
Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket and get every game every Sunday. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS.
Early moments of the second quarter here in Atlanta. Georgia Tech on top of Tennessee 7-0. Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Maria Taylor, and our entire crew. Glad to have you along. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend, and this is a terrific way to cap off 5 straight days of college football. Seemed like Georgia Tech held the ball for 5 days the last time they had it to drive for the touchdown.
Now they had a 12-play, just under 70-minute drive, and this really set the tone and kept their drive alive. 3rd and long. And Georgia Tech is able to convert to Ricky June. They got the B back. Trevante Benson established in the middle, and then eventually Marshall took it in behind the big right guard, Shamir Devine. So an outstanding drive, very balanced, mixed up the looks.
And as a result, the adjustments that Kirk talked about, you saw the difference in the first 2 drives and the other one. And here's another big play in the running game from Quay Searcy. And Searcy, who last year averaged 18 yards per catch, did some damage on the ground on the toss.
Watch 28, J.J. Green. Watch how quick he gets out there. The pitch is out there. Tennessee is as fast as they are. That play hits so quickly to the perimeter that they can't adjust and get out there. So again, you're worried about the fullback, the quarterback, and now they come around. It's kind of their version of like a jet sweep, and it's around the corner before you can stop it.
Back to the fullback, Benson powers up close to the 25, and that's why you'll see historically the A-backs sometimes have gaudy rushing numbers, guys averaging 10 or 11 yards per carry.
They get their opportunities, and Paul Johnson, like a mad scientist over there, just waiting for the right time to push the button. You know, he gets some feedback occasionally from some of the offensive staff, but He's been doing it for so long. He knows every defensive look that tries to stop this offense and how to answer it.
And this time Tennessee had the answer, and again it's Taylor. He's had a fine night dealing with the offense, and it'll bring up third down.
He has really stepped up and is able to just kind of the instincts and awareness. See how he shot through the gap, eyes were up, gets his eyes on that quarterback and sets up another big third down. Now could Tennessee put some pressure of their own on Taquan Marshall? Seen Georgia Tech do it to Dormandy. This is not the comfort zone for Georgia Tech traditionally in these kind of situations. This is where you want to try to get them.
Taquan Marshall, Stewart has it. He's got a first down out to the 40-yard line. And another big-time third down throw from the young Georgia Tech quarterback.
And I don't understand the cushion here by Justin Martin. Third down and about 7. And look at him back. He's already at about 7 yards. Then he's backing out. Makes it so easy for Marshall to throw the football out there to Brad Stewart. Then he misses the tackle for more yards. A poor play in that case by Justin Martin. Got to tighten up the coverage there, not give away the easy throw.
Marshall. Pick up of 2, maybe 3. Batuli among those on the stop.
Don't forget that Marshall's making his first start tonight. And some of those reads are happening so fast on the triple option where he puts the ball into the belly of that fullback, and he and the fullback have no idea on the triple option who's going to actually take the ball until they're both reading their read key, whether it's a defensive end or defensive tackle.
Marshall throwing on second down and throws low. He had Ricky June out there, but was off the target, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7.
They found a weak link right now, and that's going after Justin Martin, and they're actually checking Justin Martin out of the game. He short arms the ball, otherwise it's another game. Martin, I don't know if he's hurting, but he is soft coverage and bailing, and they get him out of the game, and they bring Emmanuel Mosley in, the senior who had a shoulder injury in spring. Slow in camp, but said last week or so he's about at 100%, so they feel comfortable in putting him out there. Another third down.
Counter look, Marshall puts it on the deck, and it looks like Tennessee's got it. And Cortez McDowell was the one who jumped on it for the Big Orange. Knocking it free was Batuli. You know, Bob Shoop wondered whether Batuli was ready for prime time. I'd say yes.
He's got such a wingspan. 35, reaches back in right there, knocks the ball loose, and there's the presence of mind by Cortez McDowell, the senior. They call him a smart player. Look at that, how long his arms are. Gets his hand right on the football to dislodge it, and there's 20. McDowell jumps on top of it, and the Vols will start again in Georgia Tech territory.
Time for a new cabin air filter? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube do more than just oil changes. We also exchange transmission fluid, rotate tires, and more, all in a jiffy.
The lion does not eat sparingly. He eats his fill at every meal. For in the jungle, hunger is weakness. Arby's new half-pound roast beef sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
Welcome back, fall. Nobody makes a more colorful entrance than you. We've added some interesting hot spots while you were away. And the best part? We found everything we needed in the first place we looked. Get Vigoro mulch 5 bags for $10, only at the Home Depot.
Hi. Looks like Verizon hooked the whole fam. You should switch to Sprint like I did. With Sprint, you're not paying a ton for unlimited or overages.
Don't get hooked by Verizon and let a 1% difference in network reliability cost you twice as much. Switch to Sprint Unlimited, $22.50 per month per line for 4 lines.
It doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are 2 of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infinity, empower the drive.
He wants 3D printed a 3D printer. He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
time I raise my hand, I start a wave. I propose to my wife using a giant foam finger. Who's number one? This guy. What do you go, about 6'7"?
Your statue could be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
The 2017 Chick-fil-A Kickoff Game is brought to you by Jiffy Lube, proudly pouring Pennzoil Synthetics, and Infinity. Empower the drive.
A young Peyton Manning. Oh, so many great players have come from both of these schools. Peyton Manning, most recent announced class for the College Football Hall of Fame. We saw Calvin Johnson. He's on the ballot for the class that will be announced next year during championship weekend. Tennessee after the turnover, and into the game is Ty Chandler, the freshman running back, and he gets it.
Ty Chandler out of Nashville, Montgomery Bell Academy, a great program in Middle Tennessee, a great high school program. And tell you what, he is a great high school football player, showing he's ready for the big time in the SEC. The coaches said he had a great camp, explosive, physical, picked up the offense very quickly, and he's going to get his first chance. That's his first collegiate carry.
More than 2,200 yards, 39 touchdowns. Montgomery Bell, Quentin Dormady looks like he wants to take a shot, throws it into traffic, and that was ill-advised, looking for Jennings.
Yeah, he didn't see him. Georgia Tech fools him there with their coverage. He's got a crossing route, and he just underestimated and just kind of lost the robber in the middle of that coverage. Very fortunate that that ball was not intercepted. Like Corey Griffin kind of sunk in coverage, and quarterback just did not see him.
Tennessee has only one first down tonight. An area that we told you that the Jackets really struggled last year was getting teams off the field on third down. Ted Roof said it was the key, and they've done it well so far. Dormady fires, first down ball. Jennings has it inside the 35.
That time they do a nice job of picking up the blitz and giving him some time. They're going to shoot right through here. See the tight end with a quick slant, kind of a double slant look with the tight end Wolf and his favorite target, Jennings. Jennings that time holds on, secures the ball, gets ready to be hit, and gets the first down.
Jennings a little bit shaken up after taking that big hit from Lawrence Austin, but it's a first down for Tennessee. Their second of the night. Kelly's into the open field inside the 20. Kelly driving inside the 15, and another first down for the Big Orange.
That is a great job on the right side of that offensive line. 75, Ja'Shawn Robertson, and Trey Smith, the right guard, the true freshman, one of the most highly touted freshmen in the country, blowing Georgia Tech off the ball and open that up for John Kelly.
Pick up of 22, right back to him. Kelly turning the corner, and he is greeted by Brant Mitchell.
So they pound you up the middle. Georgia Tech starts squeezing down, and then they go to the outside. That time, Big Trey Smith, 73. Keep an eye on the right guard, 6'6", 320 pounds. Everybody in the world wanted Trey Smith. And then Butch Jones said, you know, the greatest thing about him has been his attitude. He's kind of changed the culture, kind of a tough guy for an offensive lineman, which I love to see.
This is where offensive linemen need to be tough. Balls can get a first down without scoring. You have to get it to the 2. Pressure coming, high snap. Dormady throwing it up and too high. He's out there looking for Brandon Johnson. It'll be 3rd and 5.
He did a heck of a job just to be able to get the snap and then also not give up on the pass. Gives you an idea about his athletic ability. That's a one-handed snatch, and then instead of just aborting it, he still stays in rhythm and timing and tries to put the ball up to Johnson. A little bit more air, and that would have been a heck of a play by the quarterback.
Tennessee has converted just once on 3rd down. See if the Jackets can be effective again and force a field goal attempt. Dormady, a lot of time, firing to the outside. It's complete, big hit, and he'll be very close to the first down. That's Wolf making the catch. He almost had the big play down the middle of the field. Jalen Johnson hit him, and I believe it's going to be first and goal for Tennessee.
Yeah, you start thinking they got to get in the end zone, but I don't know if Georgia Tech thought that or not, but that is a great effort by Wolf. That second effort, second and third effort, is what picked up that first down. Pretty good coverage there by Tech, but the strength of Wolf gets the first down.
To Kelly, diving and scoring, and Tennessee's on the board.
They finally take advantage of positive field position. Started this drive in Georgia Tech territory. Kelly was able to get out on a big run. Wolf with the effort there on third down to get him down close. And the athletic ability of Kelly up in the air for the first down.
Progressive pylon cam showing you Kelly getting some air. Kelly, who didn't really grow up wanting to be a great running back. He wanted to be a great skateboarder, wanted to be a pro skateboarder. A little Tony Hawk. There was something going into the end zone. Aaron Medley will try to tie it up. And he does. Just over 8 minutes left here in the first half, and Tennessee is on the board. We're tied at 7.
It doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are two of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infinity, empower the drive.
You look like a nice boy. I bet you have a lot of friends. Do you want a balloon, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Georgie, meet Pennywise. Now we aren't strangers, are we? Here, take it.
It, rated R, starts Thursday.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
There's only one way to take a team to Vegas, and that's big.
That's the only way we do it.
That's sexy.
This is the next step in your global domination.
Just gave me chills, Joe.
Why risk everything?
Because football ain't fantasy. Football's reality.
We the people are tired of being surprised with extra monthly fees. We want HD and every box and DVR all included. Because we don't like surprises.
Yeah, it's like changing up the celebrity at the end to someone more handsome and talented.
Really?
And British.
Switch from cable to DirecTV. Get 4 rooms with HD DVR and every box included for $25 a month. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Saints Vikings at 6:55. Chargers Broncos at 10:15. September 11th on ESPN.
Time for tonight's legendary moment brought to you by Destiny 2. October 1st of last year, Georgia and Tennessee. Jacob Eason finding Riley Ridley. By the way, Best of Jacob, who's hurt, won't be able to play against Notre Dame this week. But Tennessee had the answer. Joshua Dobbs to Juwan Jennings, and Jennings caught the game-winning touchdown pass on the Hail Mary 34-31 victory. And Jennings just had a big catch on this most recent drive, but leaving the field, we'll check on his status in a bit. And there is Joshua Dobbs, former Tennessee quarterback, now with the Steelers. Got a chance to visit with him on the field before the game. One of the nicest young men you'll ever see, and counted for 9,000 yards in his career. But in fact, between Dobbs and Justin Thomas, who just left Georgia Tech, 16,000 yards and 149 touchdowns.
Pretty good
between them. There's old Smokey, the Blue Tick Hound. How you doing down there tonight, Maria?
Pretty good, Reese. I saw Josh Dobbs catching up with Quentin Dormandy before the last series. They were talking through whatever Dormandy is seeing on the field. And he did talk to him before the game started and said, hey, don't try to make a play to start out this game. Let the game come to you, and you will be able to make those plays down the stretch in the fourth quarter, guys.
Maria, how cool is that to have not just your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, your head coach, but the guy that you've been backing up the last couple years also here in your first start to try to help you out. Good stuff.
Marshall going to take a shot, lays it up high, and just out of reach of Brad Stewart.
Tennessee getting some pressure and pretty good effort there to put that ball up in the air. But if nothing else, it does stretch the defense. It lets the defense and reminds the defense that if you're going to load up, we're going to take some shots. And Brad Stewart, you know, up against a safety, that's a matchup, or even a linebacker there.
McDowell,
yeah, that's a matchup obviously they're going to take. So I like the play call there. You know, puts them behind here at 2nd and 10. Like the call by Paul Johnson.
Back on the ground, the B-back Benson. And when you know that you've got the inside run working, you can take a shot on 1st down and still wind up with a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to run the football, and I think they're starting to get to that 2nd level, get to those linebackers, especially in the middle. With Colton Jumper, Elliott Berry right now in the game as well. We still have Emmanuel Mosley, who is in for Justin Martin, playing at the field corner.
Searcy in motion, and Marshall dives ahead and picks up the 1st down.
The linebackers took the big fullback Benson out there. Great read by the quarterback Marshall, and that's, again, we keep talking about it. Their whole thing is staying on schedule. They get 4 yards, they get 4 yards, they get to that 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Odds are in their favor because they can just do so many different things with that quarterback in this offense. Makes it tough to stop.
You love watching this offense. Does this take you back to the high school days?
Yeah,
old Centerville Elks?
We ran something pretty similar to this.
And the pitch. Benson this time getting the pitch on the corner, and oftentimes that B-back stays inside. And there's another little wrinkle from Johnson that gets Benson in that speed on the edge.
You know, and what this does is it's not just the physical part of defending this option. It's also trying to defend, you know, the different angles of the blocks. I mean, look out here. Watch what he's dealing with. You got to deal with a potential block. He's thinking, what's the read? What's the read? Boom. Now he's got to back down at his knees, and you can just see the energy from the Tennessee defense now. Is it the same as it was early?
Benson behind the pads up to midfield. 1st down, Georgia Tech. You know, Benson playing that B-back position after Dedrick Mills was dismissed from the squad for a violation of Athletic Association policy. And boy, is he taking advantage of his opportunity.
Paul Johnson and his staff do a great job of recruiting guys that can eventually grow to become a B-back or a fullback, but they're all kind of recruited with the A-back, the flex back mentality. You're either a high school quarterback or you're a high school tailback, and eventually you either grow in to become that fullback, but they all have similar skill set.
Back to Benson. Now he's picking up 5-6 yards a chunk almost every time he touches it. You just saw that time of possession graphic, Kirk, come up. Some teams start to wear you down in this day and age of college football by running a million plays at you. Georgia Tech does it by leaving you on the field forever dealing with this option.
Yeah, and Butch Jones told us yesterday in a meeting, you know, we're going to get 7 or 8 possessions maybe in this game. I mean, we saw 7 or 8 possessions in the Indiana-Ohio State game in the 1st quarter. You know, he's talking about 7 or 8 for the game.
Marshall keeps it. He gets down close to the 1st down. I think he's going to get another 1st down. He's keeping the Tennessee offense over there on the side. To your point, in that Indiana-Ohio State game that you and I saw on Thursday night and you called, there were 100 offensive plays in the 1st half of the game. Ohio State ran 42 of them. You know, Georgia Tech won a game last year, a game in which they ran 41 offensive plays. That was fewer. I mean, you know,
but that's why it's so hard to get ready for these guys. It's just a completely different challenge.
Searcy going to the corner.
And I think if you're getting ready as a team, not just a defense, I think the Tennessee offense, one of the things they're trying to guard against is pressing. Feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know how many more possessions we're going to get. We better make sure we put points on the board.
Tech's been able to run some plays tonight because they've had the ball so long. 8 up nearly half of the first quarter with their scoring drive, and they've got a good drive working here that's gone down to the Tennessee 36. And Marshall, that play's working. Why is that working so effectively now when Tennessee was able to stop that foul play early?
Well, again, I think the wear and tear is taking a toll. These guys have been flying here, so it's a great cutback by the quarterback. They're running so far and working so hard to get to the backs. Look at the cutback. And again, they've drilled this since February and March. Be ready for the cutback. Be aware of the cutback. Just if you're on the backside, you're not out of the play. And whether it's a back coming back on the counter, or in that case, the quarterback coming back, they keep you honest on that backside.
3rd and short. First down, Georgia Tech on the quarterback sneak. So tick, 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 tick. And the Tennessee defense keeps staying out there.
You can't go back to the wear and tear on your mind. You know, it's one thing to look at it on a drawing board in an air conditioning room or on a walkthrough with a coach. All of a sudden, you're out here and you're seeing the speed and the execution of this offense. And I think that's a big difference between most offenses you face in their running game and this is. Look at the quarterback under center. Look at that fullback right behind him. This hits in a hurry downhill right into those linebackers.
Now Marshall's going to throw. Gets out of there. Running room. Marshall gets by McDowell, and he'll step out of bounds with another Georgia Tech first down. I think Marshall might have had a little better opportunity to elude even another tackle. He seemed to lose his footing there.
Well, Cortez McDowell got left on an island against a quarterback that's really, really elusive, and he does the best job that he can, but he gets shook, and an easy first down there by Taquan Marshall, who, by the way, you asking me the difference between early and now, they're having some success driving the ball, mixing up their looks, and I think their quarterback making his first start, he's settling down and making the reads, and in that case, just improvising and making a play.
And a couple of big 3rd down throws, and he's run for 43 yards. Marshall looking for room, and this time not going to find it. Colton Jumper jumps on it and gets Marshall for a short gain.
And with Darren Kirkland down and out for the year, Colton Jumper, who'd been practicing prior to that injury as an outside linebacker, they've had to move him back to the middle. And again, it's a position he's familiar with. He started at the middle linebacker spot last year against Florida and Georgia, so he's got a lot of versatility, but move him to the middle, hoping that he can swarm tonight and make a lot of tackles. That time he does a nice job.
Well, you have to find Marshall, too. He's 5'10", and then gets down low to take that snap. Benson almost lost his footing, maintained it. That 600-pound squat helped him stay upright there, and he drives inside the 10. It'll be 3rd down and short coming for the Jackets.
I don't know if the snap came up slow or what, but all I know is Marshall better get out of the way. Watch this right guard. Watch the big fella coming around. Heads up. Look out. 380 pulling around. Does a nice job of getting a little push out. But Marshall better get out of the way in a hurry before big Divine to take out anybody in his path.
It's largely Tennessee crowd trying to exhort their defense to get a stop on 3rd down. Tech's been successful 70% of the time. And play clock was getting deep, and just under 90 seconds to play here in the first half. Tennessee will try to stop the Georgia Tech threat.
It's true, fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever, so I've assembled a team. They're not exactly 5-star, but they've got spirit. We'll be at tailgate, the cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere! And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, hip! Here's a boys' medium.
That'll work.
It doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are two of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infiniti, empower the drive.
Come on. Excuse me.
Mind if I sit here?
Not if you want your phone to work.
Let me guess, can't live stream your lobster roll?
And my mobile pay isn't connecting, and I just got an unlimited plan.
Right plan, wrong network. You see, Verizon is America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. And now, unlimited plans start at $40 per line. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is your seat. Definitely. Yeah, just tucking it in. No, I wasn't gonna pull it out.
Introducing Unlimited for All. All the data you want on the network you want. Now starting at $40 per line for 4 lines.
Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
Stop everything. IHOP French toasted a donut. Yep, then added crispy bacon and delicious fruit. What the French toasted donut? It's unbelievable. Try it as a combo while it's available. IHOP, eat up every moment.
Day 13. If only this were as easy as saving $600 when you switch to Progressive. Winds stirring, too treacherous for a selfie. Sure, I've taken discounts to new heights with Safe Driver and paperless billing, but the price at the top is worth every last breath. Here we go. Got him. Wait a minute. Whole wheat waffles?
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, watching over the hard work and determination of blimp-worthy athletes for more than 60 years. Goodyear, an official sponsor of the college football playoff. So a third down facing Georgia Tech. This will be the 14th play of the drive. Okay, we're going to watch this play. We thought this was going to be third down and 3, but officials looked at this and the knee went down. Cavante Benson on the 15, so now
the timeout by Paul Johnson kind of backfires on him there, because I don't know if the officials would have picked that up. And with the time, they were able to take a peek at it and move it back to the 15.
Well, now we're saying they're going to move it back, but I'm looking down at where the officials are now.
Oh, they haven't
done it yet. So they're looking at it, and here's.
After further review, the runner's knee was down at the 15-yard line. As a result, it'll be third down, 9 yards to go. The ball will be spotted on the left hash. Clock will start on the snap.
As you know, what a difference that is for a Georgia Tech offense. They've been living in that 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 range most of the night.
Well, this changes things, and that is a huge break for Butch Jones's team and a tough one for Paul Johnson. But here's the other thing, Kirk. Georgia Tech's had the ball more than 6 minutes again, and they get it to start the second half. And Tennessee, best case scenario, going to wind up with the ball with about a minute to go in this half. Dormady hasn't been out there in a while. Now we'll see if the Rambling Wreck can convert on 3rd and 9 from the 15. Marshall in the counter, got running room if he can get to the edge. He's inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds at about the 5. And I think Marshall got the first down.
It's good of a game tonight as we've seen from Batuli. Watch how he doesn't allow himself to get out here. He's got to run out here and not get outflanked. He's waiting and waiting and waiting. And against a guy that's quicker than you, give yourself a head start and get out there. Force him to cut back in, but you cannot let him get to the corner.
How about another third down play from Marshall as Benson slams down close to the goal line, knocked down at about the 2, I think is where they'll spot it.
How about 8 of 11 in the game for the Georgia Tech offense? 8 of 11. I mean, that's wheelhouse material for Paul Johnson and Georgia Tech. That's exactly what they want to see from their offense to be able to kind of keep that rhythm going.
Well, coming up in a minute 15 of game time, the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Adnan Vert, Joseph Scott Galloway, who made his way to the booth here, and Jesse Palmer. Jesse, coming up at halftime, $1:15 to go. Now, it's a tie game, but it feels as if Georgia Tech has dominated this game, largely because they've had the ball the entire first half.
Yeah, I mean, they have controlled things, and yet it's 7-7. How this drive ends with a minute 15 to go, is Tennessee able to force a field goal, or are they going to give up a touchdown? And you made a great point. This defense, it's not the same in defending a team that's going to run it 100 times like we saw in a national championship game with Clemson against Alabama, where they wore them down. but it is more about the mental fatigue where you don't get the ball. I mean, they possess the ball for so long, and to start the second half, they're still going to have the football.
They're even out past him by 30 yards. Benson slipped one tackle in the backfield and got into the end zone for the touchdown. Kervonte Benson. This dude's a load now.
Well, he's got the combination of speed, but the power is the reason he's playing that B-back spot. And watch him push through this big linebacker, Batuli, at 6'3", 240 pounds, just enough to get across the line for that touchdown.
With a progressive pylon cam, Khalil McKenzie had a shot at him in the backfield, but it's hard to just grab that leg and pull him down.
That's what the squats do for you, right?
Yeah.
The hang cleans and the
What
squats.
I'm told. Benson all 5'9", 211 pounds of him. Parents have talked about how he's really matured, showing up on time for everything, and boy, is it paying off tonight.
12 plays for a touchdown, 16 plays for a touchdown. Both of them about 7-minute drives. And then you're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's why they're such a difficult team to deal with.
And look, long way to go.
Oh, sure.
But it feels like Tennessee really needs to regroup at halftime. When they come back out in the second half, they need to get off the field.
Tennessee has 22 snaps. We're almost to halftime. 22.
Haven't been able to get John Kelly established enough just yet, though he does have the volunteer touchdown tonight. And we've got pro football a week from tonight, week 1, ESPN. Monday Night Football doubleheader, September 11th. Drew Brees and the Saints against the Vikings. That starts at 6:55 Eastern time. Then at 10:15, Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers against Von Miller and the Broncos. How long is it going to take you to get used to Los Angeles Chargers?
I just can't. It's not quite there. It's going to be as bad as the Las Vegas Raiders. I may never get there.
Yeah, that'll be tough. So Tennessee will have it. Just over a minute to play here in the first half. At about the 27-yard line. Here's the game summary. Tennessee has had one good drive, but Georgia Tech has just dominated the ball.
Not only have they dominated with the time of possession, you start thinking about Tennessee needing to throw the ball. Remember, Juwan Jennings went into the locker room.
5-yard penalty to be added to the end of the run. First down.
And so you had the offsides on the kickoff, so Tennessee will get an extra 5, and they'll take it out to the 33.
You know, here's an obvious passing situation. You're thinking, all right, we got a minute 5, we got a couple timeouts, try to at least get into field goal range. But you look around in that huddle, you got a quarterback that's never done this in a game where he's got to try to move the ball. He's more than capable, but he's never done it. His main target, Juwan Jennings, he went out early. Remember, Josh Malone graduated. Josh Smith is injured. He's not playing. So you got a lot of new faces out there in an obvious passing situation.
Marquez Callaway and Brandon Johnson on the outside. Ethan Wolf at tight end. 4 receivers spread out, 1 back in the backfield. See if Dormady can go to work. Pressure, screen, beautifully set up. They can get a block, and they do. But Tech closed it well. And how about Brant Mitchell in there again?
Nobody touched him, so he's gonna fly in there. But I've been really impressed with Simmons and the rest of this defensive front.
Dormady on the out, and he completed it, and he was about an inch away from having that thing picked off by Step Durham.
Step Durham took a chance. He read it perfectly. He was just a step or 2 late. He baited him, but the ball was thrown with some velocity. It gets by him, and good focus there by Wolf to pick up the catch and then more yards after the catch.
This could be a real momentum booster for Tennessee if they could get something on the board before halftime. Kelly underneath. Kelly gets inside the 45. Clock will continue to run.
3 plays, and he goes to the guys that have some experience. Kelly twice and Wolf haven't thrown it yet to the receivers on this drive.
I think they might have been well advised to use a timeout there. They have a couple of them left. Now they're inside 20 seconds. Dormady just throws it away as Georgia Tech wouldn't let him get it to Kelly. Now 17 seconds left in 3rd and 2, and they're still. Butch Jones has a couple of timeouts to work with.
Nothing like your fans booing you in the opening game of the 2017 year.
Now that is Brent Simaglia. He's a freshman from Franklin, Tennessee. He's going to kick the long ones. My spotter, Mike Black, who was a great kicker at Boise State, said he was knocking him in easily from 53 in warm-ups.
And Ethan Wolf off to the left if they try to get him the football.
Dormady on third down. Got to get rid of it. Throws it in traffic. It's incomplete. It'll be fourth down with 11 seconds to go. It's Tyler Bird. He was trying to get it to.
There was no separation at all. Dormady's looking out there and seeing a lot of white jerseys on top of the orange jerseys. Nowhere to throw the football. Sets up a big fourth down here where you got to believe Kelly out of the backfield has got to be, other than a screen, just slip him out. He's man-to-man against a linebacker. Give him an option route out of the backfield.
And completed one of those early. There's Kelly. It was open, and it went right through Wolf's hands. And Georgia Tech gets a stop. So Dormady hasn't had a great half. Just 8 of 20, but he's had a couple of balls that really should have been caught. Maybe this one, too.
He threw the ball exactly where it needs to be. I mean, Wolf's got to be able to secure that. And that's a first down, even if he's tackled right there. I think that the natural thing, you can almost hear some of the Tennessee fans thinking probably, will they give the young freshman Garantano a chance to come out and play in the second half?
Would you?
I might give him a series or two to try to see if he can create a spark. It's not as if Dormady's played terribly, but he also hasn't played masterfully either. I'd give the freshman a chance and see what he can do.
Garantano, a redshirt freshman. Played at Bergen Catholic in the state of New Jersey. And one of the timeouts have been used now by Tennessee here, perhaps wondering if Georgia Tech will try the long ball. College football rankings brought to you by Goodyear. Look at the preseason AP poll. We'll have a little bit of shuffling as a result of games over the weekend. Florida State, I believe, Kirk, is going to fall farther, not because they lost to Alabama, because now there's the added question of no DeAndre Francois for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's a devastating injury for them. And let's just say that we're thinking about DeAndre Francois, and you know, we always get caught up in football and what it means to the team, but that is a hard-nosed young man and just a devastating injury. We wish him all the best in his recovery.
That's for sure. He was playing his heart out to the end. I think Marshall blew a shoe, and he'll just run out of bounds, and that'll be the final play of the half. There it is. Georgia Tech will have a different brand of shoe next year, and they're looking forward to that, I'm told. Tech will have it first when we come back in the second half. Dominant first half for Georgia Tech. Ed Nemberg, Joey Galloway, Jesse Palmer, Mercedes-Benz halftime report coming up after these messages.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's beef with the other guys. While they thaw out, Wendy's goes all out, serving fresh beef for nearly 50 years, which is why true hamburger fans side with the official hamburger of the NCAA.
The ladies who brunch love those peaches and cream waffles, berry blintzes, fried chicken. You know it, girl. We have over 150 choices, but the only one that matters is yours. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
It's time for some straight talk. If you love your phone but hate your bill, do something about it. No, not that. Straight Talk Wireless lets you keep your phone, number, and 4G LTE network for a lot less. Pick up a Bring Your Own Phone activation kit today and get even more high-speed data. 10 gigs for $45 a month or 15 gigs for $55. It's time to ask yourself, why haven't I switched? Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
We needed to hire someone, but it was really tough finding people that had the right experience.
I was spending half my day just reading resumes.
To hire great people, go to ZipRecruiter.com and post to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with one click. Then, easily select the best candidates from one list.
I'm seeing a lot more candidates with the right experience.
We have gotten consistently better results from ZipRecruiter than anywhere else.
Over 1 million businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/court.
This is the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Say this for pace of play. When you're watching a Georgia Tech football game, it's going to move with all that running on the ground, the triple option currently. They also like what they're seeing on the scoreboard, leading Tennessee 14-7 here at a beautiful stadium before a packed house in Atlanta, Georgia. Wrapping up what has been a terrific week of college football as we're officially back with a bang. Alongside Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway, I'm Adnan Burke. It is great to have you with us. Not to beat a dead horse, but sorry about your horse, first and foremost.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Nice to see you and Herbie locked in on the game.
Ran out of gas.
As far as the game is concerned, after that Tennessee turnover, what did you like about Georgia Tech's response?
So impressive with what they did after turning the ball over. Tennessee gets on the board. It felt like we were in Knoxville. It was so loud in this stadium. Paul Johnson said, really? Hold tight. They're going a 16, 17 play drive, 7 minutes off the clock to get on the board and take momentum back. These kind of football games are about momentum. You're at a neutral site in Atlanta. The crowd is packed. It's half and half. And if you can keep momentum on your side, you can take time off the clock and go back and score and go into your locker room up by 7. And then Georgia Tech gets the ball back. Marshall made play after play, great decision making, and then gets into the end zone. They got to be feeling really good about themselves in the locker room right now.
Joey, Georgia Tech owned ownership, possession of the football in the first half. Big reason why, though, their defense has been able to get off the field. I've been loving this pass rush from Georgia Tech. And remember, that was a huge problem a year ago. Only had 18 sacks on the season. Tonight, they're winning first and second down, setting up third and long, making Tennessee predictable. And they're able to pin their ears back. And there have been times tonight where they've gotten to Dormady with just 3 guys. And they're not generating any sacks, but they have made the pocket convoluted, and Dormady's not really able to step up and step in mid his throws. A couple times he's had to throw the football into traffic. Right now, defensive ends Simmons and Freeman, the rest of this front, playing an outstanding game so far. It'll be a big key for Georgia Tech defensively in the second half to keep winning those first and second downs and set up these pass situations, because right now Tennessee's offensive line cannot handle that rush.
Think we might see Jarrett Guarantano at some point?
I think we're going to see him at some point. See if we can get a little bit of a spark.
It doesn't matter unless they block. If they don't block up front, doesn't matter.
He can at least run a little bit.
Athletic quarterback, though, maybe he can kind of move around a little bit. We shall see. Well, currently, right now, Georgia Tech has the lead, but when we come back, we'll focus on the greatest moments of Week 1, plus Joey and Jesse on the biggest takeaways from the opening weekend of college football. That's up next.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
We took legendary and made it liberating. We took safe and made it daring. We took intelligent and made it utterly irresistible. We took the most advanced E-Class ever and made the most exciting E-Class ever. The all-new E-Class Coupe from Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. Oh, baby, let's stay together.
I'm like a sponge for this stuff. I can learn it, get it, sell it. I can do this job in my sleep better than some people can do awake. I just want to make sure this brain stays in hyperdrive.
Hey, we hear you. That's why AARP created Staying Sharp. It's more than brain games. It's a personalized 360 approach to brain health with assessments and tools that can help you keep your brain sharp. If you don't think this is right for me when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
How do we make sure there's toppings in each bite of Papa John's pizza? We check 80,000 times a year. Now get an extra large 2-topping pizza for just $11. Everyone's doing their part to make your game day better.
You asked for it, you got it. Steak and Lobster is back at Outback. Starting at $15.99 for a limited time, we're pairing our signature steaks with a mouth-watering steamed lobster tail. Starting at only $15.99, it's time to get back to Outback.
All eyes on me.
And the winner is Jameis Winston, Florida State University.
Lamar Jackson of University of Louisville.
End zone, jump ball. Touchdown. Florida State rules the BCS.
Watson. Touchdown. Clemson Tigers, new kings of college football.
Welcome back to the Mercedes-Benz Halftime Report.
This is the best time of year. College football is here.
Kind of feels like Christmas morning. Oh, we know you are ready for it.
100 years from now, they'll still be talking, girl. Always remembering the day we rocked the world.
Whatever it takes. 60 minutes and beyond. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
You ready to get this started?
What time is it?
Strap in.
And here we go. 97-yard touchdown. Down the field. Pass is caught. Pulled in for the touchdown. In the back corner. Did he get it?
Bobbles to his own 40. Picks it up on the run back to the 10-5. Touchdown, Washington.
Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Jones to the outside. Touchdown.
Stays in bounds.
Green has it blocked. Return the other way.
That's why college football is so special. You see stuff every game that you've never seen before.
It's gonna make the papers. It's gonna hit the news. Cause fear don't haunt the man that's got nothing left to lose.
Liberty with a shocker in Waco. Marshall with a gaping hole. Saquon, say gone. Up the grass, diving for the end zone. Touchdown.
One of the great opening games in the history of college football.
Back right corner of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Deep ball down the middle of the field. Touchdown! Francois pumps and he's tackled from behind.
Francois is down, holding his left knee.
This is terrible.
Oh, what a catch! It's intercepted! Look at this! How about a sack, fumble, score? Takes the shot down the field. Got a man, touchdown!
Rosen, back pylon.
Caught! Touchdown! Unbelievable! What a way to start the season!
Still can't get over UCLA's comeback against Texas A&M, one of the biggest in FBS history. For week one, Joey, already Tom Herman facing heat in Texas. We can hear the conversation around Matt Rhule and Baylor getting off to a bad start against Liberty. What is your biggest takeaway
My
from week
biggest
one?
takeaway is the gap between the top 10 teams and the rest of the country, not that great. Indiana was supposed to be a tune-up for Ohio State to get ready for Oklahoma. Western Michigan for USC was supposed to be getting ready for Stanford. Utah State didn't care about that big physical offensive line from Wisconsin. Rutgers challenged with Washington. I hope that's just the beginning. Every single week, I hope we get that quality of football, no matter what the rankings are.
And what's the impact of DeAndre Francois' injury on Florida State winning the ACC or reaching a playoff? Difficult guy to replace because of his talent, because of his leadership, but also his toughness and the ability throwing the football under duress. We saw that offensive line struggle against the pass rush and the blitzing from Alabama. Now you've got a freshman quarterback playing in James Blackman. How does he play under these circumstances? It's way too early to say the season's done for Florida State. They're way too talented, especially on defense, but they're no longer the favorite to win the ACC. That's now Clemson.
Maybe those other ACC teams can take advantage. Clemson, Kelly Bryant looked great taking over for Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson had 376 passing, over 100 yards rushing. We've got plenty more coming up here. Tennessee, Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets 7-point lead from Atlanta.
When you drop a 603 horsepower V8 bi-turbo engine into one of Mercedes-Benz finest luxury sedans, what do you get? You get out of the way. 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. The Mercedes-AMG E63S sedan. Mercedes-AMG, driving performance.
Welcome back, fall. Nobody makes a more colorful entrance than you. We've added some interesting hotspots while you were away. And the best part? We found everything we needed in the first place we looked. Get Vigoro Mulch 5 bags for $10, only at the Home Depot.
Hey, B to the half, to the comb. Combing that honey into some gold. Put in the good, and the good will grow. Good goes around and around and around. Hey, good goes around and around.
Not all restaurants know how to make great barbecue. The ones with a big cowboy hat sign in the parking lot are probably a good bet, though. Arby's, we have the meats.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top.
Down Tennessee Hills.
Home sweet home to me.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
What is greatness?
Greatness is playing your heart out to the very last second.
Greatness is putting the team on your back and never accepting defeat.
Greatness is living up to the expectations and setting new ones. Think you can hang with that?
Removing all doubts.
Why not?
Coming back even stronger? You got that right.
Greatness is taking fate into your own hands. Are you ready?
College Game Day, built by the Home Depot, live from Ohio State, Saturday, 9 a.m. on ESPN.
So far, Tennessee trailing it by 7, just 52 yards passing, 42 yards rushing the ball. Jesse, what do you see in the second half?
Tennessee's going to have to run the ball. Keep third downs manageable, set up play action opportunities, slow down that pass rush from Georgia Tech. And they've got to stay on the field, give their defense a breather. They only had the ball for 8 minutes, 43 seconds, especially when you consider that it's confirmed now. Their best receiver, Juwan Jennings, not returning in the second half. They got to run the ball.
If you're Georgia Tech, you didn't make any adjustments. You got a drink, you sat down, you rested yourself, you had the ball for 22 minutes. You said, let's go back out there, hold it for 22 more minutes, get 14 points, and go home.
And you put some money on Joey's horse.
That's all they needed.
Pace of play. We're going to go hit the club soon here. You're taking us out for the night. Going to Buckhead. Make sure you check out the ESPN app. My guy Roger Federer all over Philip Kohlschreiber in straight sets. Right now, Madison Keys, the American 15 seed, is facing Svitolina. She's up 2-love. That's on ESPN2. Second half, Reese, Herbie, Maria next.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
It's time for some straight talk. If you love your phone but hate your bill, do something about it. No, not that. Straight Talk Wireless lets you keep your phone, number, and 4G LTE network for a lot less. Pick up a Bring Your Own Phone activation kit today and get even more high-speed data. 10 gigs for $45 a month or 15 gigs for $55. It's time to ask yourself, why haven't I switched? Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
All eyes on me. All eyes on me. All eyes on me. From the draw, taking a sip from the jar till you don't know who you are. Riding my car, laying the tip on the bar, then ripping it all apart. Pushing the beat, sipping it straight from the vine. You know we serving the heat. Bon appetit, look up, 'cause all eyes on me.
Kubota, the subcompact tractor pioneers have done it again.
The all-new Kubota BX80 series subcompact tractor has performance, versatility, and comfort that'll surprise you. Built to move dreams forward with convenient features like the exclusive Swift Hatch front loader, an easy-over mower deck, and a complete set of Land Pride implements. The all-new Kubota BX80. See it at your local Kubota dealer today.
You know what? We want all of the football, not just some. We don't want some of the games like cable gives you. We want all the live games every Sunday with DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. Not some things bacon wrapped, but all things bacon wrapped. We don't just want some Dak Prescott.
Hello, Charlie.
Hey, man. We want all the Dak Prescott. Bump it.
Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket and get every game every Sunday. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS.
Oh, man.
This is for you.
Congratulations, you're a winner of the $25,000 True Inspiration Scholarship Award.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Caitlin.
Thank you to our friends at Chick-fil-A.
Are you ready for it?
Welcome back to Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and the Chick-fil-A kickoff game on ESPN just about set to start the third quarter between Tennessee and Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets held the ball for the vast majority of the first half. They have a 14-7 lead, and they will get the ball to start the second half. And Volunteers need to find a way to get the ball back swiftly. Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Maria Taylor down on the sidelines for us tonight. So what does Tennessee need to change in order to slow down this running game and get the Georgia Tech offense off the field?
Well, Bob Shoop's got to do a good job of getting them to believe the way they were in the first half. That first half, those first 2 or 3 series, they had a plan. And Paul Johnson adjusted. I think they've got to go back to attacking the line of scrimmage. They got a little bit fatigued for obvious reasons. Georgia Tech possessed the ball there for those 2 long drives. To me, the big thing is they cannot allow Georgia Tech to come up with more points. The way Georgia Tech eats up the clock, if Tennessee gets into obvious passing situations, that's trouble. You got a quarterback right now that's not necessarily feeling it, and with Juwan Jennings out, they don't have a lot of receivers. They cannot become one-dimensional and get down by a couple scores, or that becomes a big issue, I think, for this offense.
Quentin Dormady making his first start for Tennessee at quarterback. You anticipate seeing a quarterback change in the second half when the Volunteers get the ball, if they get it anytime soon, based on the first half.
Yeah, I mean, we're speculating. I think you could crush one quarterback by going to the other. He does now. If you look at Garantano, he does look like he's strapped up and ready to go. You have Dormady over there on the bike, so we'll keep an eye on it. It wouldn't surprise me at some point if they bring him in, if they continue to struggle to provide a spark.
Yeah. But, you know, to be fair to Dormady, he's 8 of 20, but he had 5 drops, as counted by our statistician, Mark Amentos. The second half underway, and this is J.J. Green. And Tennessee with pretty good coverage stops him short of the 20-yard line as we check in with Maria.
Well, Reese, as Tennessee tries to battle back from being down 1 touchdown, they'll have to do it without their star wideout, Juwan Jennings. He's out for the remainder of the game. Now, an official word on the exact injury has not been given to us, but as you saw him walking off the field and talking with the trainers, he was holding an area between his wrist and his hand and grimacing a lot. And when he left, he did not go towards the locker room. They took him through another tunnel, and here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they are equipped to do x-rays, MRIs, and everything in order to evaluate the injury.
Maria, that is a huge blow to the Tennessee offense, and back to the ground. And just like we saw in the latter part of the first half, Trevante Benson with a good pickup on the dive.
I think it's important for the leadership of Tennessee to step up here. Whoever that leader is, I mean, you would think Colton Jumper could be one of those guys. Somebody's got to make a play, because the last couple times Georgia Tech's had the ball, they've had it for a long time. and they've gotten into a little bit of a rhythm and feeling what Tennessee's doing.
Benson out across the 30, and it's another first down for the Rambling Wreck. And this Georgia Tech offensive line is still young. Center, left guard, left tackle, all sophomores, all played quite a bit as freshmen last year. And they were not one of the more experienced offensive lines coming back from last year, but they have really played well as the night has gone along.
Well, I think that game experience, that it was probably a little bit premature last year in getting them out there, but they were forced into it because of the injuries. A year later, now you've got a veteran bunch. Now you've got a group that feels pretty good about it. They go tackle over to the right side here. Let's see if they run right.
Daquan Marshall with the pitch. Marshall across the 40, and he scampers out of bounds with another Yellow Jacket first down. Micah Abernathy chased him out, and Georgia Tech's got him on the run. Kirk.
Watch this block right here on Jumper, who's trying to pursue and trying to get there to make a play. Watch Benson right there. By making that block on the linebacker, he freed up his quarterback Marshall to pick up another 5 or 7 yards. Great effort, great block by Benson. I love to see that because Benson's going to get the ball a lot playing B-back, but to sell out like that and make a block for his quarterback tells you a lot.
Marshall has a pitch man, but keeps it.
They're getting 4 or 5 yards.
It picked up about 5 there.
So now, okay, last 2 plays, they've hit the perimeter. They've gone to the edge. You're on this Tennessee defense, and you've seen fullback, you've seen counter, you've seen they're trying to get the ball to the outside. Now you start thinking about, okay, I got to worry about leverage. I got to be outside here. I got to make sure they can't get outside of me. Guess what's coming next? They're coming right up the middle. They're just mixing it up constantly.
Benson. Up the middle, sort of slid to the outside. It'll be very close to another Georgia Tech first down. Watch Paul sitting in the play here. There's no Daffy Duck on the play card.
No. Old school.
No picture of Soul Street on some card here. He's going to run it in with the receiver, right?
Yep. That's the way we do it here. And actually in a huddle too. You ever seen one of those?
I thought those were against the rules now. By the way, they are moving the chains now and just now getting them set. And did get the first down on the last run. Jackets are back in Tennessee territory. Benson. He just squirted out the other side with that low center of gravity. Got inside the 40 down to the 39. Pickup of nearly 7.
Doing a good job on that defensive line. Bob Shoop in the glasses there, getting frustrated. You know, the kryptonite over the years to Paul Johnson's offense is a defensive line that can just completely dominate the line of scrimmage. We've seen that at times from Kendall Vickers and the group, but over the long haul of this game, they've gotten worn out, gotten tired.
Here's Benson, and Benson gets inside the 35. It's another first down. Now, this weekend when we were talking with the coaches, Ted Roof, the defensive coordinator from Georgia Tech, said the one thing that he liked about his job is he could sit up in the coach's box and eat hot dogs. Well, Ted's going to have to spend a little extra time on the elliptical because I imagine he's putting out some dogs tonight because his defense has not been on the field at all.
Oh, they faced 28 snaps tonight. That's it.
Here comes Marshall again. Marshall into the open field. Marshall inside the 20, cutting back, heading for the end zone. And Tennessee corrals him at the 5, but it'll be first and goal for Georgia Tech.
It's a nice job again by the fullback. Watch Benson without the football. Gonna go around, take his time, look up that middle linebacker Jumper. You're also gonna see Quay Searcy right there pick up a nice block in the middle of the field. And as slow developing as that is, with the leverage and the blocking angles, there's a great block. There's one right in front of you blocking on Abernathy. With those angles that they have, as slow as that is, there's nobody out there to stop the quarterback.
Well, Benson just took out Dylan Bates, who was in for Daniel Batuli, who was winded. Benson this time is stopped. Batuli, Kirk, has 17 tackles tonight, and he had to come out of the game. He was just gassed, and you saw Bates get the business into the block from Benson.
This is they're to the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal. I mean, the way this game has gone, to get down by 14 to this offense, that's like in a normal game, you're down by 4 or 5 touchdowns. I mean, they cannot afford to give up a touchdown on this drive.
Quick toss, headed to the corner. Knocked down is Quay Searcy short of the goal line. Rashawn Golden there to get him with a little help from Cortez McDowell.
Yeah, great effort by McDowell to get out there. 20 gets in there, and then also guy we've not called yet tonight at all is Golden. Good effort by both those guys to keep him short.
And Searcy's going to have to take a break after losing his bonnet. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Tennessee needs a stop, and Johnson's never been shy about going for it on 4th down. My guess is if they need it, they'll do it twice, but they're up against the play clock right now too, and now Georgia Tech runs out. Paul Johnson's out on the field to call a timeout, and he is not a happy option coach right now.
To achieve financial security, there are 2 halves to consider: protect and grow. Instead of focusing on insurance or investments alone, we bring them together into one whole picture. At Northwestern Mutual, we guide you along your path by combining personalized investments and world-class insurance. That's one of the reasons 96% of our clients stay with us year after year. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
He wants 3D printed a 3D printer. He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
Every time I raise my hand, I start a wave. I proposed to my wife using a giant foam finger. Who's number 1? This guy. Where do you go, about 6'7"?
Your statue could be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
T-Mobile announces $0 down for all. Now get the whole family the hottest smartphone brands like Samsung Galaxy for $0 down. Plus, get 4 unlimited lines for $40 a month, taxes and fees included. More reasons why T-Mobile is America's best unlimited network.
It's true. Fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever. So I've assembled a team. They're not exactly 5 stars, but they've got spirit. We'll be at tailgate, the cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere!
Me up.
And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, hip! Here's a boy's medium.
That'll work.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
Knowing where you stand. It's never been easier. Except when it comes to your retirement plan. But at Fidelity, we're making retirement planning clearer. And it all starts with getting your Fidelity retirement score. In 60 seconds, you'll know where you stand. And together, we'll help you make decisions for your plan to keep you on track. It's your retirement. Know where you stand.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish.
The College Football Playoff on ESPN.
Who's in?
You know what I believe tomorrow is? I believe it's Lincoln Riley's 34th birthday. Get a little late birthday present by going to Columbus, and maybe an early present for all Georgia Tech fans with another touchdown. And Georgia Tech has stretched the lead to 20-7 with the extra point pending to Quan Marshall going in for his second score of the night.
Quan Marshall just following the fullback Benson Relying on that push by that big offensive line. Lowest man's going to win. And instead of relying on the fullback, instead just gets behind the fullback.
Well, Marshall's had a fine debut as the starting quarterback. 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's only completed 2 passes, but both of them were on 3rd down and were big-time throws. Sean Davis knocked through the extra point. And there was a flag that flew. So hold on for just a minute, but everybody's headed to the sideline. So we'll see if it stands.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense. Point is successful. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Timeout.
Well, that won't help Tennessee. After all, they do have more kick return yards than total offense tonight, and Georgia Tech will get a little extra room to kick from.
Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
Welcome back, Fall. Nobody makes a more colorful entrance than you. We've added some interesting hotspots while you were away. And the best part? We found everything we needed in the first place we looked. Get Vigoro Mulch 5 bags for $10, only at the Home Depot.
I am the Tick, my superhero.
Are you wearing some outfit, or this is just you? Whoa.
Am I never naked, or am I never not naked?
Can you eat the new Rodeo King with one hand? With a half pound of beef, bacon, and 6 onion rings topped with barbecue sauce, it's the new Rodeo King, only at Burger King.
At Nissan, we surprised fans with this award-winning lineup.
Eddie George.
Marcus Allen.
Are you guys ready to go train with us? All right, let's go do it.
Then, they experienced Nissan's award-winning lineup.
Stop for us.
That's incredible.
Get to Nissan's Bottom Line Model Year-End event. Labor Day savings ends soon. With Nissan's 2017 Model Year-End Savings Guarantee, look for the 2017s and save today. Lease the Rogue family, starting at just $159 per month.
Bottom line, I'm heading down to Nissan.
Come on. Excuse me, mind if I sit here?
Not if you want your phone to work.
Let me guess, can't live stream your lobster roll?
And my mobile pay isn't connecting, and I just got an unlimited plan.
Right plan, wrong network. You see, Verizon is America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. And now, unlimited plans start at $40 per line. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is your seat. Definitely. Yeah, just tucking it in. No, I wasn't gonna pull it out.
Introducing Unlimited for All. All the data you want on the network you want. Now starting at $40 per line for 4 lines.
The 2017 Chick-fil-A Kickoff Game is brought to you by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy, and Goodyear, tires chosen by experts for superior performance. Goodyear, more driven.
Roughing the kicker on the extra point means Georgia Tech will be kicking off from midfield. Tennessee sent Ty Chandler back. It's been Evan Berry, who's had a couple of big kickoff returns tonight. One would assume Davis will just knock this out of the back of the end zone, and he does. Tennessee will start at the 25. We got you covered, brought to you by Jiffy Lube.
Well, it's been a great night for Georgia Tech's offense, and it's been an unselfish night. You've seen a lot of running. It's easy to get caught up in where the ball is, but I'd love to watch where the ball is not and see an unselfish attitude from the A-backs, the way they're blocking. Trevante Benson's been making some big blocks. That was the last one on Dylan Bates that sprung his quarterback Marshall loose. They only thrown the ball for 59 yards, but they've run it for 247 yards. Look at those drives, 12, 16, and 11, and all over 75 yards. And there are defensive coordinators all over the country who have tried to defend Navy or Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech saying, man, can I relate?
Tennessee gives it to John Kelly, who only had 7 carries in the first half. There's his 8th.
In fact, I've had defensive coaches and head coaches texting me during this game just saying, man, that triple option is just nasty. It is so, even you had an entire offseason to get ready, it's still challenging. It's because they always have an answer for whatever you do to try to defend it. The only way you can do it is to get them down. You've got to score to get them down.
Boy, just firing through there and making the tackle was Kyle Serge Henderson, and he was surging through there to knock down Kelly almost as soon as he got the ball.
Talking about the effort from the offense. Look at that effort by the big man. Fighting through blocks to get there to make that play. This defensive line from Georgia Tech has had a great night, too. That was somewhat of a question mark coming into this year.
Serge Henderson, the only married player on the Tech roster, has a daughter. Both proud of that one. Desmond Branch has been strong. Now 3rd and 4. Tennessee really needs to stay on the field. Dormady underneath, complete. 4th down coming. What a play again by Lawrence Austin. Marquez Callaway caught it, but he couldn't get himself turned upfield, and Austin gave him no yak.
Boy, we were excited to see the twins, Lawrence Austin and Lance Austin, an experienced secondary. They haven't had a ton of chances, but when they have been rock solid with their tackling. You're right, Lawrence Austin's kind of the leader back there. Earlier, he kept Juwan Jennings short of a first down on a big 3rd down play, and this time makes the play there on Johnson. And Ted Roof chewing that gum just got to be fired up.
Hey, somebody said Ted another hot dog. Georgia Tech's getting the ball back. And by the way, that was Brandon Johnson who caught the ball 7, not 1. Either rate, he didn't get turned upfield, and they had to punt again. So Georgia Tech has it on the 15. 7:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Will the Vols get the ball back before the 4th quarter?
Join Chick-fil-A in helping those impacted by Hurricane Harvey by visiting Chick-fil-A.com or going to the Chick-fil-A One app.
At Nissan, we surprised fans with this award-winning lineup.
Eddie George.
Marcus Allen.
Are you guys ready to go train with us? All right, let's go do it.
Then, they experienced Nissan's award-winning lineup.
Stop for us.
That's incredible.
Get to Nissan's Bottom Line Model Year-End event. Labor Day savings ends soon. With Nissan's 2017 Model Year-End Savings Guarantee, look for the 2017s and save today. Lease the Rogue family, starting at just $159 per month.
Bottom line, I'm heading down the Nissan.
Wise man? I'm nervous about things I can't control affecting my good credit score.
I see you've planted an uncertainty tree. Chop that thing down. The clarity you seek lies within the CreditWise app from Capital One. CreditWise helps you protect your credit. And it's completely free for everyone.
It's free for everyone?
Do hawks use the stars to navigate?
I don't know.
Ah, I thought you did. I don't know either. Either way, it's free for everyone.
Cool.
What's in your wallet?
Tim's ready for a new car, but what about his old one? With Kelley Blue Book, Tim can get an offer for his old car from his phone. When Tim's ready, he can take it to an instant cash offer dealer to trade in or sell his car for cash. Easy. And get a head start on finding his next car. Until then, Tim's got an offer he can trust.
All without getting out of my chair.
That's the idea. Go to KBB.com and get an instant cash offer for your car today.
DirecTV customers expect great entertainment along with the best value. So why would we throw our money away with a wireless plan from one of them? Because now AT&T has an exclusive deal just for us when we switch, like saving $25 a month on our DirecTV for life. Plus, we'll get HBO included. Oh, and overage charges? We want those gone. So let's stop paying more to get less. DirecTV customers, switch or upgrade to AT&T Unlimited Plus and get this exclusive deal.
You know, we wondered if we might see the freshman Jared Garantano, who's sitting over here, starting quarterback Dormady sitting over there. An interesting thing is that's kind of where they've been all night. Usually you see people that don't know the starting quarterback comes over, the backup's right there with the quarterback coach or the coordinator, and he's in there listening just in case he might get thrown into the game. He wants to hear what's being talked about.
Nathan Cottrell running and gets across midfield, and boy, that'll be a memory for him. Cottrell, the kid from Knoxville, Tennessee didn't recruit him. He said he'd had this one circled on his calendar for a while, and that 38-yard run goes in the memory bank.
We keep talking about the blocks. There's another great block here by these receivers downfield. This time Searcy, look at 83. Stewart coming up with a big block. And that's the way you go from a 10 or 12-yard gain to about a 30-yard gain is great perimeter blocking.
Best defensive play for Tennessee in a while from Darrell Taylor. Check in with Maria.
Well, Reese, you heard Kirk talking about the communication between the quarterbacks on Tennessee's offense, but the offense as a whole hasn't really been communicating. I mean, almost looking despondent, just looking out, not touching each other, not communicating. The most I've seen is John Kelly go up to the offense and tell them, we need you. Other than that, everyone's just trying to figure it out on their own down here, guys.
And honestly, to me, when you're trying to take a program to the next level, we had Alabama in here a couple nights ago. That's their backbone, is that. And you're not seeing much of it at all from Tennessee.
Marshall getting down close to the 40. It'll bring up a third down. Taylor chased him down. This Georgia Tech offense, really after the first couple of series, this has just been surgical and relentless and ruthless, which is sort of right in Paul Johnson's wheelhouse to be ruthless.
Well, now they feel that Tennessee, and this is a big third down for the Vols here. There's more at stake here than just trying to stop them.
At 290 yards, you see there in third down, back to their normal levels. Last couple of years, though, it's still been top 10. They've been down just a little bit. The delay, Marshall, first down, out of bounds, and Georgia Tech will keep the ball and keep moving on Tennessee's. Starting to lose heart, it appears.
How about the delay that you said? The pause by the quarterback. Wait, let the guard and attack. Big fella needs a little bit of time to get around that edge. Right guard Devine, right tackle Stickler, get around. But the patience, watch the quarterback. Wait, plenty of time. Wait till the guys get around to lead him around the corner. Picks up the first down.
And now first down and 10. Benson getting a break. Quade Weimer-Skirch in at the B-back position. Here's Quade. Fresh B-back. Getting inside the 30. By the way, with all this running that we've seen, Clinton Lynch, number 22, hasn't been able to play tonight. Called a lower body situation. He was their leading receiver last year. And by the way, all he did was average 11.2 yards per carry. He hasn't been able to play tonight.
The quarterback play, the offensive line play, the fullback, which they again call the B-back, and then when Lynch gets back to go along with the rest of these A-backs, that offensive line and quarterback, this is going to be a different year for Georgia Tech.
Searcy on the toss. Searcy inside the 20, and it looked like a flag came flying in. Tennessee indicating that it's going to go against Tech.
With all that execution so far through over 2.5 quarters, it'd be only the second penalty on Georgia Tech.
That is,
think about that.
That's remarkable and disciplined. Hallmark to their program.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Offense number 55. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
And Kenny Cooper gets up to the second, almost the third level, and takes down Colton Jumper. Just chops him down.
And Dave Kataya, that particular block, because he didn't come from the front, he was able to get it as he goes. He too far to the side of him.
Once that tackle box breaks down, when the ball leaves it, he has to get him from 10 and 2 as you're looking. So it has to be from the front. I think that's what they have.
So that backs Georgia Tech up outside the 35. Second down and 13 now. Marshall gets knocked down at the 30.
Can't tell you how impressed I am, Reese, by Taquan Marshall's night. You touched on some of his numbers. I think beyond the numbers, it's just the command of the offense. Making his first start, I thought Paul Johnson made a great point to us yesterday, saying that it's the third year in the system, and kind of could feel that tonight.
Now, Kervonte Benson is headed to the Georgia Tech locker room. Maria hearing on the sideline that they're working on a cramp, so they'll try to get him straightened out. So Weimer-Sturtz, who got his first carry, stays in at B-back, and he'll be out in front. Marshall again firing. That was on the money on third down again, but this time an outstanding defensive play by Emmanuel Mosley to knock it away from Ricky June.
It's a good effort there by Mosley not to give up on it, because you're right. Soft coverage. Ball is thrown there. I can't tell if the ball just came out or if he actually, and watch his left arm come in there. June, who had the big catch earlier, never really quite had possession, although Mosley was coming through with the left arm.
And it's fourth down. It'll be a 47-yard field goal. They're going to have to hurry to get this play off, or Johnson's going to have to burn another timeout.
Yeah, he's just standing over there ready to call it. He'd call it.
Most coaches detest mistakes. Paul particularly dislikes that one. It's happened a couple of times at Tech tonight. That's about all that's gone wrong for the Jackets.
Get up and greet the rising sun. Race toward the horizon. Lead the pack or go alone. Take only what matters and leave the rest. With new styles and great fits, Wrangler jeans are ready for anything. The only question is, are you? Wrangler, new styles, great fits.
It's true, fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever. So I've assembled a team. They're not exactly 5-star, but they've got spirit. We'll be at tailgates, the cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere! And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, hip! Here's the boys' medium.
That'll work.
There it is, the ultimate prize in college football, the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. And it'll be back here January 8th for the National Championship game here in Atlanta, here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia Tech going to try a field goal. Sean Davis will attempt it. He was knocking them in from 52 in warm-ups. This one will be 47. Toe meets leather. And Tennessee gets a stop. And Davis couldn't get the field goal. But Georgia Tech still with that 2-touchdown lead. So the illegal block ended up thwarting a Georgia Tech drive. And perhaps will function to at least keep Tennessee in the ball game. There's 3:14 remaining here in the third quarter. Georgia Tech has dominated time of possession. They've held the ball for more than 31 minutes. They've carved Tennessee up with this option attack. And Tennessee now coming in. There's Chase Herbstreit. There's a camera right here.
Say what up.
Chase up here watching the game. Chase would like to run that option. Dormady throws it out in the flat. Incomplete. Pick up of about 6. Now Saturday night, Chase has had a big weekend here. He enjoyed a couple of games before the Alabama-Florida State game. Here's Lee Fitting, Vice President, College Sports, firing.
Hey! Way to hold on to that. Lee Fitting with an assist.
Thought the catch was better than the throw.
Just like his golf swing.
Way to save him. Dormady picks up the first down for Tennessee. Chase had that Julio Jones jersey on for a while, too. Helped him with that catch, especially in what's Julio's new house here.
This is like the Lee Corso interview in Bloomington.
Yeah.
Might as well give him a headset.
Yeah.
Finish off the second half.
I don't think Tennessee's that far out of it just yet. Don't have to totally empty the tank. That was only Tennessee's 6th first down. And miscommunication now as Dormady threw the go to Brandon Johnson, and Johnson broke off the route, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Definitely worth reiterating that Butch Jones has a quarterback that's trying to throw in an obvious down 14. They got to air it out, and they don't have a lot of experience at receiver. Jennings out. Josh Smith isn't dressed tonight. A lot of new faces out there. Test the timing.
This time on the same page as Johnson makes the catch. You know, Herbie, this weekend I was talking to Georgia Tech's outstanding corner, Lance Austin. He really anticipated Tennessee taking some deep shots at him and doing so early. And really, the Volunteers haven't done that tonight. They haven't, when they had Jennings in the game before he was hurt, tried to take advantage of that size or anything against the smaller Georgia Tech corners. Tech said they were ready for it, but they haven't really faced it tonight up to this point.
And that secondary, though, they played a lot of football. It was a veteran group.
Dormady has his tight end. Wolf gets the first down and rumbles down to the 35-yard line.
Do a nice job here, just kind of setting this up. Watch him set up a wall and get to the outside. A lot of traffic for that secondary to try to work through. Well-designed play there by Tennessee, and all of a sudden they've got something going here in Georgia Tech territory.
Kelly slips a tackle. John Kelly inside the 20. The stiff arm gets away. Kelly all the way down to the 5.
The reason this play opened up is A.J. Gray, the safety, is blitzing. He blitzes from up here, and because the run gets underneath, he takes himself right out of the play. Does a good job. He shakes that arm tackle. There's a heck of a block there. Good effort by Callaway. And you can see the acceleration that John Kelly has.
And moving the line, Tennessee is going to get called for a false start.
66. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Jack Jones, the left guard.
Just strength. I mean, he's got it all. He's got power. He's got speed. He's got that stiff arm. It's fun to see him have a little bit of room to work with. We've not seen a ton of that tonight. You can see in his 10 carries averaging 7 yards. But now you're going to get different kind of pressure. When you get down in the red zone against Georgia Tech, they go from bend but don't break to a little bit more of an attacking style.
Dormady to the corner, throws it out. Does he have it? Hang on, he does. Touchdown, Tennessee. Marquez Callaway.
How about that throw, Reese, from the left hash? It's a big-time throw by Dormady. Left hash into that right corner, up in the air. Timed up well, and young Callaway goes up and high points the ball away from Lamont Simmons.
Simmons, a transfer from USC, 2015. Some of the depth in the Georgia Tech secondary couldn't make the play in the end zone that time. And as much as the Jackets have dominated this game, you look up, less than a minute to go in the third quarter, and it's only a one-possession game.
And it was a heck of a drive. 7 plays, 70 yards, up in the air. That's left hash now. Up in the air, that's a long throw. A lot of times on these fades in the college game, either in the middle of the field or the near hash, they'll take a chance into the short side. Gives you an idea how much trust they have in the arm strength, because it's not just a matter of throwing it there, it's timing it up, getting it up in the air. That's what makes that throw generally so tough, but clearly they've worked hard on that throughout summer camp, and it's nice to see some of these new faces for Tennessee out at wide receiver make some plays. Marquez Callaway makes a heck of a catch.
You know, he had a single grab last year for 13 yards, but that's a big one to give Tennessee a little bit of life here late in the third quarter in Atlanta. And now Georgia Tech was on the verge before that illegal block call. They were on the verge of putting this thing out of reach. Penalty scooted them back. They missed the field goal. Tennessee scores, and now in the last 15 minutes, 42 seconds of the third quarter here, we should have ourselves a ball game. J.J. Green watches it bounce out of the back of the end zone. Jackets will take over on their 25. Saturday, what a tremendous matchup. Auburn and Clemson in Death Valley. Last year, Auburn gave Clemson the eventual national champion all it wanted on the Plains. Jarrett Stidham and the Tigers of Auburn against Deion Kane, Hunter Renfrow, and new quarterback Kelly Bryant. 7 o'clock Eastern time. Of course, you can always see it on the ESPN app if you're out and about.
You know, that touchdown does. I want to see the energy from this Tennessee defense. Finally, your offense gets a chance to show a little bit of life. Not only do you get within 7, but I'm gonna expect to see a different energy from Tennessee here after that score.
Still no Cravante Benson. It's Weimer Skirch carrying the load. I think the question might be for Tennessee right now, Kirk. The spirit might be welling, but is the flesh too weak?
That first drive, bringing that fullback, and he just lowers the boom, and that surge at the line of scrimmage goes 3, 4, 5 yards down the field, and even 6, 2nd and 4 now.
What Paul called him yesterday, he's our journeyman here at the B-back.
He also said he runs a little high. He'll learn.
Marshall's learned well enough to pilot this option attack to a very effective 3 quarters and picking up another first down, and that is where Georgia Tech will start. First down with the ball, 7-point lead when you come back for the final 15 in Atlanta.
Before I had the shooting, burning of diabetic nerve pain, these feet loved every step of fatherhood and made old cars good as new. But I couldn't bear my diabetic nerve pain any longer, so I talked to my doctor, and he prescribed Lyrica.
Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions, suicidal thoughts, or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worse depression, unusual changes in mood or behavior, swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects: dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who've had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Now I have less diabetic nerve pain.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice-cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
At Nissan, we surprised fans with this award-winning lineup.
Eddie George.
Marcus Allen.
Are you guys ready to go train with us? All right, let's go do it.
Then, they experienced Nissan's award-winning lineup.
Stop for us.
That's incredible.
Get to Nissan's Bottom Line Model Year-End event. Labor Day savings ends soon. With Nissan's 2017 Model Year-End Savings Guarantee, look for the 2017s and save today. Lease the Rogue family, starting at just $159 per month.
Bottom line, I'm heading down the Nissan.
Welcome back, Fall. Nobody makes a more colorful entrance than you. We've added some interesting hotspots while you were away. And the best part? We found everything we needed in the first place we looked. Get Vigoro Mulch 5 bags for $10, only at the Home Depot.
It's time for some straight talk. When it comes to wireless plans, everyone is different. Some people are big-time data users, others not so much. Straight Talk Wireless has plans of all sizes, like their newest, with the first 2 gigs of high-speed data for just $35 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data, all on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Big or small, everyone saves with Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts, only at Walmart.
Where are we? About to see Progressive's new Home Quote Explorer, where you can compare multiple quote options online and choose what's right for you.
Whoa.
Flo and Jamie here to see HQX. Flo and Jamie, request entry. Slovakia, Triceratops, Tapioca, Racquetball, Staccato,
Me llamo Jaime.
Pumpernickel, Pudding.
Hey, guys.
Home Quote Explorer. It's home insurance made easy.
That's what it is. Hey, guys.
Tomorrow night on ESPN, Venus Williams takes the court in the quarterfinals.
Starting the fourth quarter here in Tennessee is very enthusiastic about making sure all trash is picked up.
He's running down fourth quarter. You run down to the end of the field.
That's not really what the bucket is for. We're going to put Maria on that story. I think we have an answer. First down for Tech. Here's Cottrell. Had a big run in the third quarter, and he has another one here. Picks up a first down and powers up to midfield. Maria, what's going on with the bucket?
Well, guys, that's called the hunt the ball trash can. So every time the defense gets a turnover, they go ham and dunk it in the trash can. You got to get the trash out of here, okay? It's for takeaways, and they have it in practice. My boy Luke carries it around with the defense, and as soon as they get one, you'll see him run it over here and throw it down.
And Maria early in the game with a big fumble, so then you get to go up and slam it into the bucket.
That was the only turnover of the night. Gervonta Benson has returned. On the roll, Marshall is a flag down in the backfield. Georgia Tech might have had maybe had an illegal shift. John O'Neill will tell us momentarily.
I don't know if they called a hold, but they could have called a hold on Devine. Are they illegal?
Illegal shift. 2 men in motion on the offense. That penalty's declined. Second down.
No, there have been too many mistakes.
Interesting
Paul
call.
Johnson's offense.
Interesting call to decline it. 2nd and 9. Big play.
Afraid if they gave him another play, they get it back. This is what they like to do. Big time shot, and he hauls it in, and he hangs on. What a catch by Quay Searcy.
And they snuck him out right here. See how the defense is coming up, expecting run. They lull you to sleep. They wait for the right time. A heck of a throw by Marshall to put it up in the air to give Searcy with the speed enough time to get underneath it. Safeties and linebackers flying up. Abernathy's the only one that's back. Almost got there in position, but a perfectly thrown ball by Taquan Marshall.
42 yards on that one. He's completed 3 balls for 101 yards. Is that any good? He's had a tremendous debut as the starting quarterback, but he's snuffed out on that one. Watch Taquan Marshall spin the magic bean.
Well, that is a great throw, and let's not forget about the catch and the effort to get his shoulder turned underneath. For young receivers, it's instead of laying out, watch him get his body turned, protects the ball from the ground, and comes up with that big catch.
Searcy averaged 18 yards on his 10 catches last year, and that was a much bigger one at 42, but 18, a pop's pretty good. Marshall going for the end zone. Stewart might have gotten away with a hold there, but he gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
I want you to watch Parker Braun, the left guard, who, by the way, has had a heck of a night. Watch this block that he makes leading the way. He takes out 2 balls, 75, boom, boom. And then a good block on the outside by Brad Stewart. Look at that effort by Stewart. Almost comes up with a hold, but gets away with it, pulls back, and the progressive pylon cam gets knocked out as Marshall gets it to the pylon and into the end zone for the touchdown.
You know what? I think Stewart did a good job. I think that was a good no call there. He pulled away just in time.
It was very close. If he held on just a little bit longer, it would have been a hole, but he let go just at the right time.
28-14, an absolute kick in the teeth as a Ramblin' Wreck delivers.
All rolling and riding and sleeping. Introducing the all-new Volkswagen Tiguan, the new king of the concrete jungle.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice, rules.
Arby's turkey sandwich has a new ingredient. It isn't avocado. Arby's, we have the meats.
Monday Night Football is back. Saints Vikings at 6:55. Chargers Broncos at 10:15. September 11th on ESPN.
Kubota, pioneers of the subcompact tractor, have upped the game again with the all-new Kubota BX80 series. It's powerful, rugged, and easy to operate. Ready to take on your toughest work. Plus, you can get a complete set of Land Pride implements. The all-new Kubota BX80. It has the performance, versatility, and comfort you're looking for. See it at your local Kubota dealer today.
400 horsepower, towing capacity of 9,000 pounds. It's got a best-in-class 34-foot units of beast.
Hey, with TireRack.com, at least you know you were smart about your tires. Oops. Right now, you could get a $70 MasterCard reward card when you buy a set of 4 select Michelin tires. For details, go to TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install. Smarter.
What a shot of Atlanta. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, committed to honoring Flint-worthy athletes who demonstrate hard work on and off the field. Goodyear, official sponsor of the college football playoff, a place that right now Tennessee looks to be a long way from. Everybody's a long way from it right now, but I cannot tell you how impressive this performance has been. Not only the entire team from Georgia Tech, but DaQuan Marshall has been outstanding. They kicked that short.
And I love that picture there of those players coming over as he was down stretching. They love and believe in this guy. You can feel it.
He's had one game, but so do I. So,
yeah, I mean,
so far, so good, right?
It's something about how it can affect your team when guys genuinely come over and love on the quarterback like that.
Monday Night Football. I think all the Saints love Drew Brees. They'll take on the Vikings and Sam Bradford. That'll be the first of the doubleheader. And then Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers against the Broncos. That's at 10:15 Eastern Time. Our version of Monday Night Football here in Chick-fil-A kickoff game. Second game here in Atlanta this weekend. Second matchup between the SEC and the ACC. Third matchup on the weekend. The SEC's won the first two, but old Paul Johnson over there, he has had the SEC's number. 3-0 against the SEC East last year. Won 5 of the last 6 against the conference, and a 2-touchdown lead here in the fourth quarter. Dormady is a little bit behind Brandon Johnson.
You know, a lot of people have wondered why Quentin Dormady got the start over Jarrett Garantano. And one thing I would just tell you, you know, Garantano is a young freshman, but as a backup quarterback, wherever the play callers are, you know, whether you have a headset on or you're signaling plays in, you should be somewhere where the offense is involved. So you're getting the play call and you're learning as the starting quarterback is going through either good or bad moments. He's nowhere to be found.
Set up the screen. Kelly up to midfield, and that'll be good enough for the first down as Tennessee tries to get a little tempo going here. Antoine Owens chased it down. Volunteers.
You know, Branch actually sniffed that out, but Kelly got out quick enough, and he had a nice group of linemen downfield. It's another one of those Georgia Tech sitting in zone. They weren't in man. They were in zone. They had their eyes on the ball. I think they were just caught off guard there, and Kelly picks that first down up.
Got 10 on 3rd and 9. Dormady fires it right in the middle and separated from it. The big hit. There he is again, Lawrence Austin.
This guy's a player, man. This kid is a player. 5'9", 187 pounds, coming across left to right in the middle of your screen. Looks like a catch. Boom, separated. kid is physical. Plays that nickel back, kind of a hybrid where he can cover and where he can get physical as well. It's a guy that's easy to like. Number 20, one of the twins here. Lance Austin, 17's the other.
Callaway, who had the touchdown catch on the last drive, may have another one. Callaway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, give him 6. Big Orange has looked dispirited at times, but you got to give him credit for hanging in there.
They sure do.
Back within a possession.
Lance Austin, we just talked about him. He misses the tackle, and then 14 takes a poor angle to come over to try to knock him out of bounds, Corey Griffin. And we've seen a couple falls now. Some of these young receivers get a chance to make some plays, and young Callaway's having a night.
2 catches, 2 touches.
2 targets, 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns.
And it is a 7-point game. Tennessee not out of it yet, and on what has been a scintillating weekend of college football. We got a little dessert for you, the sweet stuff coming.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Join Chick-fil-A in helping those impacted by Hurricane Harvey at chickfil-a.com or go to the Chick-fil-A One app.
Introducing the all-new Volkswagen Tiguan, the new king of the concrete jungle.
Haven't you ever wanted something more, Barry?
Watch your step.
A pilot like you should be flying for the CIA.
You're CIA.
You are an airline pilot. That's how you support this family.
This is gonna be good for us.
Based on an incredible true story.
We need you to deliver stuff for us. Just don't get caught.
Of the CIA's biggest secret.
I helped build an army, defend a country, and create the biggest drug cartel this world has ever seen.
That sounds made up, Barry.
Tom Cruise.
Stop now if you want. It gets crazy from here.
American made. Rated R.
We don't just want to watch the games cable gives us. We want all the teams, no matter where we live. With DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. We want Falcons in New York. Jets in LA. Bears in New Orleans. Or Buccaneers in a quaint little New England bed and breakfast.
Can you please pass the marmalade, Charlie?
I sure can, Crazy Pirate.
Switch to DirecTV and get every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
The 2017 Chick-fil-A Kickoff Game is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Start game day strong with the new Breakfast Hash Brown Scramble Bowl and the all-new Volkswagen Tiguan, the new king of the concrete jungle.
Georgia Tech has delivered body blow after body blow to Tennessee tonight, but not yet able to put away the Big Orange. A missed tackle on the sideline. Callaway housed it. Quentin Dormady thrown a couple of touchdown passes in the last 2 possessions, and now the Tennessee defense needs to see if it can get a stop. J.J. Green, good coverage there. I think J.J. thought that ball was going to go out of bounds or into the end zone, and then it just died inside the 5. He had to grab it. Jakob Johnson with the stop on kickoff coverage, and now here comes Daquan Marshall and the Yellow Jackets. They're pinned back in their own end. That really hasn't been a huge issue for them tonight.
What makes you really appreciate what Tennessee's been able to do, because it's felt like they were going to be out of the game against this offense, is Dormady with a really a raw group of receivers with Jennings out. He has made some plays and given this team a reason to believe that they can come back and win this game.
Devontae Benson, who's now over 100 yards himself on the evening with that carry. Left the game with cramps for a little while. He's had a fine night as well at the B-back to fullback position.
I mean, the Vols still only have 43 snaps on the game, and they get 21 points. Those last two possessions, you know, you get down to a team that possesses the ball and runs the football and eats clock, you need to score quick, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Why this series so important for both teams. Daquan Marshall. This is his 32nd carry of the night. It looks like he got the first down. That is significant because that ties the Georgia Tech record for most rushes by a quarterback in the game, and I can almost assure you he's going to set that record by himself before the evening's over.
Boy, they keep running this quarterback counter play where they get to the outside and the backside guard, backside tackle are leading the way. Tennessee knows it's coming, and they're not able to stop it.
Marshall with 100, right around 150 yards rushing tonight. Here he comes again. He'll keep it, and a couple of volunteers chasing down Micah Abernathy and Nigel Warrior, whose father was the great Dale Carter in Tennessee.
There was a difference there because the safety came down, great angle. Warrior, but also Abernathy really did a nice job. This is a concern
this
here.
Is the problem here.
Yeah.
Marshall headed to the sideline, and he has not moved that left shoulder now. He seems to know what the issue is. This is Matthew Jordan. Jordan had a start last year for Georgia Tech in Virginia Tech game, and he was the presumed starter this year until he was beaten out by Marshall. He gets to the edge, and he's welcomed to the festivities by Nigel Warrior again. It'll bring up third down for the Jackets.
Let's go back and take a look at this. I mentioned Abernathy coming in. Warrior was there, but it was really the hit by 22. There's a lot of force coming into that. Looked like he came up with his left shoulder. Maybe that's what they're taking a peek at to see what he might have done. But just a quick scouting report on Jordan. You mentioned his start against Virginia Tech. Different style. A little bit more of a powerful runner. Not nearly as quick and explosive as what we've seen tonight from Marshall.
Now he's in the big third down. Tossing it up, has Searcy out there, and he couldn't quite put it on the money. Searcy wanted a flag, but Warrior was on the coverage, and the Vols are going to get it back.
You know, Jordan threw that to the middle of the field where Searcy had to work to try to get to the ball. If he throws that a little bit more towards where the hash mark is, I think that would have maybe created the pass interference, but I think that's a good no call.
I agree. Little incidental contact. Dave Kataya giving us the thumbs up.
If he throws that to the right where the defensive back has to run through the receiver, you're probably going to get pass interference.
So Callaway, who had the last big play, is going to be back to return the punt. It is a high but shanked punt. And that is not going to be at all what Georgia Tech wanted. They'll take every little inch of the roll. A 33-yard punt that didn't look nearly that far. Tennessee hoping to get it tied when you come back.
Welcome back, Fall. Nobody makes a more colorful entrance than you. We've added some interesting hot spots while you were away. And the best part? We found everything we needed in the first place we looked. Get Vigoro mulch 5 bags for $10, only at the Home Depot.
Mike and I are both veterans, both served in the Navy. I do outrank my husband, not just being in the military, but at home.
She thinks she's the boss. She only had me by 1 grade. We bought our first home together in 2010.
His family had used another insurance product, but I was like, I've had USAA for a while. Why don't we call and check the rates?
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
There's no point in looking elsewhere, really. We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
I'm eating a croissant sandwich made with 100% butter.
A croissant wish with 100% butter.
Oh, the way she said it was a lot prettier.
Made with 100% butter, it's the new croissant sandwich. Get 2 for just $4, only at Burger King.
This lovely lady has a typical airline credit card, so she only earns double miles on purchases she makes from that airline. Would you earn double miles on, please? Oh, it's unfortunate. There's a better option. The Capital One Venture Card. With Venture, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase, everywhere, every day. Not just airline purchases. Seems like a no-brainer. What's in your wallet?
T-Mobile announces $0 down for all. Now get the whole family the hottest smartphone brands like Samsung Galaxy for $0 down. Plus, get 4 unlimited lines for $40 a month, taxes and fees included. More reasons why T-Mobile is America's best unlimited network.
So I think I got to get my roof repaired. You know anybody?
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, great. Can you do a free background check on them? Get me some additional quotes and book it for 2 weeks from now.
You can't expect your neighbors to do everything HomeAdvisor can. So to find and book a top-rated home pro for free, just ask HomeAdvisor.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
Play the #1 fantasy football game. Sign up now at ESPN.com/GoodFantasy.
It's Daquan Marshall coming out to fire up the Georgia Tech defense after he had to lead the game for a moment.
Love to see these first-time starters. Look at it. Early in the year, you're looking for some leadership, some of the intangibles, and it's neat to see both these quarterbacks in his second half in a heck of a game. 28-21 providing that.
Tennessee scored touchdowns on its last 2 possessions, both touchdown passes from Quentin Dormady. Dormady finds Brandon Jackson.
Boy, I think Dormady has kind of settled down. That first half, again, first-time starter, just kind of feeling things out. They didn't have the ball a lot. He was 8 of 20 for only 52 yards. Look at his second half, 8 of 11, 105 yards. And those 2 big touchdown passes to keep the balls in this game and within striking distance. They're 1 score away from tying it up.
Junior from Bernie, Texas, played for his dad in high school. Son of a coach, keeping his composure, firing and misfiring, and probably fortunate that that wasn't picked off by Lance Austin.
They got pressure here, and all quarterbacks try to keep their focus downfield. But watch this just at the end of this play by Glanton, 97. See how the quarterback's falling back as he's throwing the ball? Anytime a quarterback's falling sideways or falling back because of pressure, 9 out of 10 times, that's going to affect his accuracy and velocity on the ball. And that's affecting the quarterback. Not a sack, but affecting him.
3rd and 6. Dormady taking that shot. And beautiful play in there by Step Durham. And Durham hurt himself as he hit the deck, but he was going for Brandon Johnson. And Durham got a hand in there.
The ball is thrown back to the inside, making it easier for Durham to come back and play the ball. It just kind of hung up there instead of getting it thrown out to the outside.
I'm not sure that Durham actually touched as I initially thought, but he was in there bothering the receiver. And to your point, throw it up to the outside, and it's a harder thing for him to do. So the Georgia Tech defense comes up with a very important stop. Fair catch by Stewart. Jackets have the ball back with 8 minutes to go.
Destiny 2, rated teen.
PlayStation. Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night, so he got home safe.
Yeah, my dad says their insurance doesn't have that.
What?
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Come on.
Excuse me, mind if I sit here?
Not if you want your phone to work.
Let me guess, can't live stream your lobster roll?
And my mobile pay isn't connecting, and I just got an unlimited plan.
Right plan, wrong network. You see, Verizon is America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. And now, unlimited plans start at $40 per line. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is your seat. Definitely. Yeah, just tucking it in. No, I wasn't gonna pull it out.
Introducing Unlimited for All. All the data you want on the network you want. Now starting at $40 per line for 4 lines.
If a quarter pound of beef is your favorite thing,
you can still come to Arby's. Just eat half of one of these. Arby's, we have the meats.
There's only one way to take a team to Vegas, and that's big.
That's the only way we do it.
That's sexy.
This is the next step in your global domination.
Just gave me chills, Joe.
Why risk everything?
Because football ain't fantasy. Football's reality.
Putting off vehicle maintenance? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube do more than just oil changes. We also exchange transmission fluid, rotate tires, and more, all in a jiffy.
He wants 3D printed a 3D printer. He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
Every time I raise my hand, I start a wave. I proposed to my wife using a giant foam finger. Who's number one? This guy. What do you go, about 6'7"?
Your statue could be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
What a night for Taquan Marshall. Reese and I have just been kind of marveling with his ability to run this offense. He's been running the football. He's been making good reads. The best thing is he's been patient with that running game. And just when you get lulled to sleep and worried about how slippery he can be and how quick he can be, you get out of position. He's going to put the ball up in the air and find the receiver downfield. And then there's the patience again into the end zone. And good thing is he's back out on the field after going out last series.
Now, that series went out not moving his left shoulder. I don't know if he had a stinger or what, but Taquan with 33 carries tonight, a Georgia Tech record for quarterbacks, 158 yards, and he scored 3 touchdowns. And Benson picked up about 4, maybe 5 on that last carry, and Kendall Vickers, fine defensive lineman for the Volunteers, down on the turf. So it's 28-21, Georgia Tech with the lead. You see Butch Jones headed out to check on his 5th-year senior defensive lineman. Tennessee has stayed in there and continued to bring the fight. Georgia Tech right now has the ability to really bleed the clock here. What do you expect to see from Tennessee defensively to force Tech's hand?
I think they've done a decent job the last series of trying to take away the perimeter. You got to take away the edge and try to make them somewhat predictable. Right now they're not predictable. But I just want to say one last thing about this Georgia Tech offense. We're talking a lot about Taquan Marshall. But if you've really watched Georgia Tech the last couple years, it's been, I think what's been missing around Justin Thomas has been the offensive line play because of injuries and the skill at the A-back and B-back positions because they're not healthy. If this group can stay healthy, and they got to finish this game off still, there's still a long way to go. But the group that's around the quarterback position looks and feels different. Watch that surge from that offensive line. They're pushing back 2, 3, 4 yards on a big SEC front. And so Marshall's playing great, but that line and those skill guys are helping him out.
And Vickers being helped off the field right now for a Tennessee defense, which had its share of attrition last year. And hopefully that's only cramps. We've had Cravante Benson from Georgia Tech have to deal with that earlier tonight. First game, you see it happen no matter how desperately you try to hydrate. I think it was Brady Hoke welcoming as he comes back to the sideline, the former Michigan coach, now on staff. Here's a defensive assistant at Tennessee. Colton Jumper, senior from Lookout Mountain.
We've seen
to make the stops.
I'm sorry, bud.
That's all right.
We've seen the Vols offense make some big plays. If they're going to get back and tie this game, Colton Jumper, somebody from this defense is going to have to create a turnover or make a big play.
Here comes Taquan Marshall in the pitch. And the first down from Cottrell. We mentioned a couple of times he is a native of Knoxville, Tennessee, and he's got another big play for Tech.
I mean, is that Charles Thompson from Oklahoma in the mid-'80s pitching this thing out? I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, he does it. It's like a no-look pass. And then he's got the block downfield. I mean, Marshall just pretty. And then his body goes limp after he pitches it out there. And tough to deal with.
For those of us of a certain age, that was a staple of every college football Saturday for a long time in the 70s and 80s. Brings back some nostalgia, just like that big fullback Benson does too.
Who was your favorite to run that?
I loved Thomas Lott, and being from where I'm from, I love Steady Stedman Shealy, Dothan, Alabama too. He was pretty good at it for Alabama.
I mean, Jamel Holloway, all-timer at Oklahoma. I love Charles Thompson too.
I like Thomas Lott.
Thomas Lott was nice.
Lott was great. J.C. Watts.
Yeah.
Shout out to J.C. Second down and 7. No bother to pitch this time for Marshall. Marshall's free. First down and a lot more into Volunteer territory. Chains will move. Clock will run. Georgia Tech another first down and another big run for Marshall.
Watch Cortez McDowell. Watch the defense get concerned with getting outside, and that's what opens up Marshall to cut underneath that. See, they've been getting beaten to the outside, so they start to run to the outside, and he cuts it back underneath it behind the block of Benson, 30. Nice block by Benson. He gets just enough of jumper to get him out in the open, but these outside linebackers, defensive ends and corners, you get so concerned about getting to the outside. That's what this guy does a good job. He's taking what the defense is giving him.
409 yards on the ground against the Tennessee defense that struggled against the run a year ago. Marshall had 185 yards before that carry. They have about 188 after it. By the way, Jahazel Lee, the left tackle for Georgia Tech on the previous play, went to the sideline. That's Jahazel. Here, they're checking him out. Well, they've had to do a little moving around on the offensive line. Based on the huddle, it looks as if they've moved Will Bryan over to left tackle, and maybe they brought your guy back in there at guard, Shamir Devine. There he is, big 71 there at right guard. He moved Bryan over to left tackle.
And he'll move people around. Paul Johnson doing a good job, not in a hurry at all.
Quick toss. Cutting into the open field is J.J. Green. J.J. Green, ball is loose. Scramble for it. Did Tennessee come up with it? I think Micah Abernathy got it. Second turnover of the night. And Jonathan Kongbo was the one that knocked it loose.
We got to get the bucket out. Here it comes.
Get the big can.
Well, I was just about to say again, what a great job of Cole. We got it, bro.
Missed the stuff, got the ball. Celebration less important than the play. This was a huge play. And you know, we thought it was Kongbo. That was Golden that chased it down. Rashawn Golden forced the fumble from J.J. Green.
Yeah, Green, I think, completely thought he was out in the open. Didn't expect Golden to be able to catch up to him. And then the slam for the turnover. That's operator error by the guy holding the basket. You got to hold that firm.
So that strip, fumble and turnover might have kept Tennessee in this one. Now the Vols have a long way to go, but they've got a chance.
I like
it on the ground to start. Yeah. Plenty of time here.
That's what I was going to say.
To go.
There's no reason to just line up and throw it all over the place, even though that's what they've had success with. I like to see them get back there and put the ball in the hands of maybe their best playmaker. It is their best playmaker, John Kelly. Just remind that Georgia Tech defense, hey, we're not just going to sit back here and let you take shots at our quarterback. We're still going to run the ball.
Want to set up the screen.
He got tackled by Desmond Branch. That's what the flag's for. I mean, Branch did a good job of sniffing it out, but he can't grab a hold of the running back who's trying to get out to the screen.
Well, you don't expect a tackle to run with him.
Well, he's pretty nifty.
Defense number 99. 10 yards from the previous spot. The yardage results in a first down.
Again, Branch is a pretty athletic guy and pretty aware, pretty good instincts. He's right here. He'll right away see this play is trying to be designed. Right here, he just grabs him, just literally trying to tackle him. Tennessee getting further and further away from that goal line of theirs.
I'm not even sure. I think Desmond might have thought he had the ball for a second.
Either that, or he's like, you know what? We'll take the penalty. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, because I'm not getting him any other way, right? So it's a first down for Tennessee. Back to the ground with Kelly.
You know, that's one of those, and I asked, because we've seen so much of quarterback zone read with Josh Dobbs. I said, can Dormady pull it once in a while? He said, you know, he's athletic enough to do it once in a while. And if he would have pulled that out in that case, he's around the edge for 7, 8, 9 yards. Defense not respecting him in the run game at all. So keep that in mind maybe later in this drive.
Dormady as Wolf out in the flat. A big hit delivered. The pads pop from the defensive back. It's often one of the Austin twins, Lawrence in this case. Here's Ted Roof, who as a player had 25 tackles in the game against Tennessee back in 1985. He needs some of his guys to turn in that kind of effort on this drive here on third down. Kelly in the flat, turns it upfield, and a big first down for Tennessee.
That is a great call. Not only is it an easy throw, but he's matched up with Lewis right here. See if Lewis can stay with Kelly, who's really quick in space. Easy throw back into the boundary. A matchup that you're going to win. Linebacker can't get out there, and the good thing is he got back and got the ball out quick. He didn't wait. He threw it right away, and the reason that's important into the short field, it gave Kelly enough time to turn the corner and pick up the first down.
They've moved it outside their 30. Dormady looks like he wants to take a deep shot. He does. Jump ball and caught. Callaway again. Every play a big play for Marquez Callaway tonight. His third catch.
He's starting to become his favorite target as far as big plays are concerned. He just threw this up and hoped that the defensive backs would struggle to adjust to the ball. And that's exactly what they did. They got lost.
A pickup of 40. Callaway, 3 catches, 100 yards, couple of touchdowns. And now Tennessee has moved inside the Tech 30. Kelly slips a tackle. Kelly headed to the 10-yard line. Another first down for the Big Orange.
How about Jack Jones, the left guard in here. Kendrick, watch the left side collapse to allow Kelly to cut back. Watch how important this is on the back side. When you have a tailback like Kelly, and then he makes another guy miss, that was a play designed to go right. His vision brought him back to the left, and he made Austin miss and picked up more yards.
Just over a minute and a half to go. There's Kelly, over 100 yards, and into the end zone. Tennessee's within 1. Seven plays, 93 yards after the turnover. 2 turnovers for Georgia Tech on fumble tonight. The Volunteers have turned them both into touchdowns. An extra point away from the tie. Locked at 28. 89 seconds to play.
Now, I'm glad you brought it up because it's a huge play in the game. Rashawn Galton not giving up on that play. Looked like a big gain for Georgia Tech. He knocks it loose, and the Vols jump on top of it. The huge pass play again by Callaway comes up clutch for the Vols offense. And then watch the center, Robertson. He's going to pull out here along with the left tackle. They pull out front, pick up the edge of the Georgia Tech defense. And Kelly, who's feeling it right now, has got a lot of energy on this drive. Follows the 2 linemen around and into the end zone, and the Vols Kind of reminiscent of 2016. How many games against Florida and Georgia and A&M? They gave their fans a lot to get excited about last year. And a lot of thrilling moments, and they're going to start 2017 the same way. We still got a minute 29 to go.
Georgia Tech last year, Kirk, was 3-1 in one-possession games. Now they have 89 seconds. Conventional wisdom is this spread option can't move that fast. And Paul Johnson was just talking about it yesterday. Undaunted in two-minute situations, just like these two quarterbacks will be Saturday night. Baker Mayfield, J.T. Barrett, Oklahoma and Ohio State on ABC, 7:30 Eastern Time, always streaming live on the ESPN app.
We bragged so much about Marshall. How about the night that Dorminey all of a sudden's had coming back here in this second half?
And Kelly now with 106 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Callaway's been huge. Now, young quarterback Taquan Marshall has a chance to lead a game-winning drive. Conbo's after him. Marshall's got a lot of running room. Marshall across the 40 and gets up close to the 45. Clock will stop to move the change. Remember, Tech burned a couple of timeouts to beat the play clock earlier in the half, so only one to work with.
You're defending this offense. It's not just the receivers downfield. Somebody's got to spy the quarterback. Somebody's got to take away his ability to create away from him completely. It's not just them throwing the ball.
Marshall half roll, throw it to the outside. It's complete to June. June was trying to get out of bounds. Didn't get there, but the clock will stop for the first down.
Tennessee electing to go with softer coverage, giving a free release to these wide receivers, and that allows Marshall and the receivers to throw in rhythm, something they work on every day in practice. Got to challenge those receivers.
Into Tennessee territory, Marshall fires to the outside. Another completion, but a good tackle by Tennessee's Mosley to keep the clock moving out there.
I understand you don't want to give up the big play, so you got to give the cushion. But all they need is a field goal. I mean, these games of 8 and 10, they're moving the ball. They're already at the 37-yard line.
Getting very close, just a couple of yards away from that field goal line. Marshall doesn't need to take a sack. Hit as he throws, has a man out there, and if he'd been able to hold on just a second longer, he would have had a touchdown. So 3rd and 2, 25 seconds to go. You surprised at all that they threw deep there, so close to field goal range? Long field goal for sure.
It's broken coverage. Marshall is slow to get up. He's trying to tell him that he can stay in, but that was a broken coverage by Tennessee. The reason he had to throw deep is because he recognized his receiver, Searcy, is just going right down the middle of the defense, and nobody picked him up. Tennessee catches a big break there.
Okay, now Georgia Tech has to get to the line here. Play clock is down to 7.
Second charge, timeout. Tennessee, they're first.
All right, Tennessee might have helped him out a little bit there. The play clock was getting on top of Taquan Marshall. So a 3rd and 2 coming up. Let's go back to that previous play, Kirk.
You have Abernathy up pretty tight. Here's the receiver he ends up throwing to. He gets behind. The corner is working his way out here. There's nobody in the middle of the field. Watch this as this rolls. I mean, Tennessee, nobody picks him up down the seam of that defense. And as he threw it, this is why he stayed down on the ground right as he threw it. That's probably what affected the accuracy downfield, as he got drilled that time, but by Batuli.
And is on that left shoulder again that he landed and knocked him out of the game earlier. Now, a couple of yards away from field goal range for Sean Davis to walk on. He was hitting from 52 in warm-ups, but he shanked one from about 47 earlier tonight. Let's see what Johnson does. Has a timeout to work with. Benson, first down, Georgia Tech. Clock stops to move the chains. The 30 at the moment. Right here, it would be a 47-yard field goal attempt for the win. Marshall gets out. They raked at the football. Marshall's headed for the boundary, and he gets out of bounds with 10 ticks to go.
How about that? I mean, he is bottled up. It looks like he's down. He's got 2 Tennessee defenders that have him, and he's going to force him to use that timeout, but he outruns both of them. You'll see pressure from the defensive end, right there from the right, gets away from Colton Jumper, picks up a block, and is able to get out of bounds and also pick up about 6 or 7 yards.
Marshall has set a Georgia Tech record for rushing yards by a quarterback, and is not nearly as important as what happens in the next 10 seconds. Marshall got to get down. They've got a timeout to call. Marshall picks up a few more yards, and Georgia Tech will call the timeout with 3 seconds to go, and they'll bring on the field goal unit to try to beat Tennessee at the horn.
This is what you hope for on a Monday night, Labor Day night, college football. Butch Jones, by the way, that previous play was worked up. He's still working the official because he felt that Quay Searcy, he blocked him in the back. And I think he's got a pretty good argument. Watch this from the left as he's trying to get out of bounds. Watch this block right there, push in the back on Golden. And that's what actually allowed him to get to the sideline to get out of bounds. So not only potentially missing a block in the back, also keeps him on his feet to let him get out of bounds. And that Butch Jones, Butch Jones still livid.
So Sean Davis, a redshirt sophomore from McDonough, Georgia. Last year he appeared in 1 game and had a kickoff into the end zone. His first night as the Tech place kicker, and he will try to win the game from 36 yards out.
And Butch is going to call this timeout, you think? Yep.
Tennessee will let the youngster think about it for a little while. I referenced a miss earlier tonight in the 3rd quarter from 47. Head came up. He swung through. Got to keep that head down. Follow through tonight, or we're going to go to overtime.
Like you said, Paul Johnson, when we talked about 2-minute offense with him yesterday, there's a few things you bring up. All you got to do is bring up a topic, and he kind of gets ready to go. He's ready for a little discussion. And 2-minute offense, he says, I laugh when people think we can't run a 2-minute offense. He's like,
they just did it.
I know.
Good
I know.
night.
Now they just got to finish it off, see if they can hit this field goal. They got another timeout, by the way. Butch standing by the official. He's going to hit it again.
Now, what do you think about that? Now you know. Now you know he's not going to call a timeout. Davis can settle in and go. I sort of like the idea. Keep him guessing. He may be expecting that timeout, doesn't get it.
Mike Black, who's your spotter, usually up here with Chris Fowler. He's a former kicker at Boise State, Arena League, great kicker in his day. But I'm a big believer that kickers are head cases, generally speaking. And so anything you can do to get inside their head, right, Blackie? Anything you can do to get in their head, I think always is going to work to your advantage.
Blackie doesn't have a working microphone, and we're all thankful for that, but he just handed me this note. It said, this can backfire. Time to calm the nerves. This series has a history of being won and lost by field goal kickers. Happened a couple of times for Tennessee's Fawad Revez, and now Sean Davis will try to be the hero. 36 yards out. It is blocked, and we will go to overtime. How about a little free football to camp off this 5 days? Loving this. Not loving that Tennessee saved it. I just want to see some more, baby.
We haven't had enough.
Some more.
We haven't had enough from Thursday night. We'll just keep this opening weekend going.
But you do feel badly for Davis. Let's see who got a hand on if we can. Hard to tell in that mix, but it was deflected. And Tennessee saves itself, at least for the time being. You don't have to go to work tomorrow, do you? Have some free football.
He wants 3D printed a 3D printer. He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
Every time I raise my hand, I start a wave. I proposed to my wife using a giant foam finger. Who's number 1? This guy. What do you go, about 6'7"?
Your statue could be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
Come on.
Excuse me, mind if I sit here?
Not if you want your phone to work.
Let me guess, can't live stream your lobster roll?
And my mobile pay isn't connecting, and I just got an unlimited plan.
Right plan, wrong network. You see, Verizon is America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. And now, unlimited plans start at $40 per line. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is your seat. Definitely. Yeah, just tucking it in. No, I wasn't gonna pull it out.
Introducing Unlimited for All. All the data you want on the network you want. Now starting at $40 per line for 4 lines.
Where are we? About to see Progressive's new Home Quote Explorer, where you can compare multiple quote options online and choose what's right for you.
Whoa.
Flo and Jamie here to see HQX. Flo and Jamie, request entry. Slovakia. Triceratops. Tapioca. Racquetball. Staccato.
Me llamo Jaime.
Pumpernickel. Pudding.
Hey, guys.
Home Quote Explorer. It's home insurance made easy.
That's what it is. Hey, guys.
It doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are 2 of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infinity, empower the drive.
Georgia Tech had a chance to win it at the gun. Sean Davis's 36-yard attempt deflected. That's big Paul Bain in there.
About the big fella getting his right paw up there to knock it down.
So we will go to overtime. Tennessee won the toss, elected to go on defense first. The Volunteers played overtime 20 times. Nobody's played it more. Daquan Marshall on the pitch. There's Cottrell. Nathan Cottrell gets a first down. He's inside the 15, so a successful first play for the Jackets.
So you got a guy in a dive, you got a guy in a pitch, and then you got to worry about who's going to be able to take the quarterback. So you take the quarterback away, and then you got to deal with a block like this. Outstanding. We've seen this all night from Quay Searcy. Look at him. He's putting the safety Abernathy on his heels, and they pick up a first down on the first play. And it's the execution and the blocking they're getting on the edge there. That time it was Searcy.
Pick up the 12, puts it on the 13, so Tech can get another first down without having to score. Daquan Marshall has set a Georgia Tech record for rush yards by a quarterback tonight. Marshall with over 220 yards.
This is
now 39 carries, 3 touchdowns.
Reese, it's not, you know, you get late in the game like this, it's gut check time. This is why you run all the sprints and everything you do that you don't want to do in June and July. This is why you do that, to suck it up right here.
Second down and 4. Marshall driving, knocked down by Cortez McDowell. He'll be about 1.5 yards short of the first down. We've seen Marshall knocked out of this game. We've seen him dealing with cramps, and boy, the youngster has played great, and Dormady has pulled his team off the mat to get him to overtime. What a game on Labor Day night.
Probably going to either see Benson up the middle, or you're going to see the quarterback Marshall fake to Benson and follow him right behind. It's what most of their short yardage plays have been.
There's Benson. Benson driving toward the goal line. He has the first down, but not the touchdown. It'll be first and goal for the Ramblin' Wreck.
Keep going back to this. Just cannot say enough about the line play tonight. They're going up against a lot of big bodies, SEC talented guys. Look at the line surge. Look at them push the orange jerseys backwards. Watch this. That's their goal. Push the line of scrimmage back. That's exactly what they did there for Benson. An easy run, easy first down.
Georgia Tech over 500 yards rushing tonight. They need one more. Marshall diving. Did he break the plane? Big Ten crew going in and looking. Touchdown! Fourth of the night on Marshall's 41st carry. And Georgia Tech jumps on top.
That's a heck of a drive here. You see the tighter splits for the quarterback sneak. I don't think he got it initially, but once he came back down on his feet, lunged forward, that's what got him into the end zone. That, I think it was the second effort.
What?
He's close there, but once he lands, and he pushes.
Look at Benson get in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Give him a little drive. A little legal push now. Now the all-important extra point. Davis has been fine on extra points. A couple of field goals have been problematic. Seven-point lead, Tennessee's turn.
Right, so if I'm Tennessee here, I'm thinking about, obviously, I need to score a touchdown. If I score a touchdown, with the way that offense on the other side of the field is going to move the ball, I'm going for two.
First time. You don't have to do it to a third overtime.
I'm going right now.
Finish it now.
Right now. If I'm Butch Jones, I don't like my chances of continuing to go out against that Georgia Tech offense. If I score, I'm going to come up with my favorite two-point play, and I'm going for two. Let's see. First, I got to worry about trying to score a touchdown.
I think our buddy Lee Corso calls that first guessing.
Yes.
Not second guessing.
Exactly. I don't want to see that quarterback from Georgia Tech again if I'm Tennessee's defense.
25 yards away. Vols down 7, their first possession in overtime. Dormady pulled it. Perk, you've been calling for that for a while, and not the huge play, but about 5.5, maybe 6.
Hey, to start a drive in overtime?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. We've been waiting and waiting. They're not respecting it. Look at the linebackers. They're already taking off, trying to chase down John Kelly. They're misplaced. It's a good job. He's not going to run like Josh Dobbs, but you're going to take 5 or 6 yards every time.
High snap. Dormady did well to get it down and better to get it in the hands of Kelly, who is going toward the end zone. Kelly pushing. And they'll mark him down just short. It'll be first and goal for Tennessee.
Great effort to be able to go up and make that play by the quarterback. But how about young Trey Smith, the right guard? Watch the block that he has on the right side with Marcus Tatum. They're just blowing people off the line of scrimmage. We just talked about Georgia Tech. Now Tennessee's line pushing people back.
Back to Kelly. Hit in the backfield. Extended the football. But did not get it in.
That's an example where Dormady, if he keeps that ball, he walks into the end zone. He gets back there sometimes predetermining what he's going to do with the ball, but if he pulled that out, we got a Georgia Tech player down. Maybe Serge Henderson.
Kyle Serge Henderson, who's holding around his left ankle. Now, he got away with it, so it's not a big deal, but on first down, I'm not a big fan of running backs extending the football. He was trying to get it across the goal line. They did not give it to him. They're having a look right now, but I'm not a fan of doing it anyway on first down.
Yeah.
Too big a risk.
Yeah, I mean, you know how easy that ball could have popped out?
That's
Brant Mitchell
exactly what I'm talking about.
Smacking at the ball.
All right, let's see here. Progressive pylon cam. That's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown.
That's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
Or it should be.
That's a good look at it.
That's why we have the best technical crew in the business, right?
Right on the line.
Get all the toys right on the line.
Right on the line there, boys. Whenever the progressive pylon cam shows up, we mean business.
The ball broke the plane in possession of the ball carrier. As a result, it's a touchdown.
Okay, let's see. That was really easy running it against the Georgia Tech defense. It might be a little bit gassed. And Kirk said initially go for 2 and win it. But they're sending out the extra point unit.
That was a heck of a drive by Tennessee. Starting with a quarterback run. Right side of that offensive line. Trey Smith, the right guard, the true freshman, has had a big night. He and Marcus Tatum, the sophomore right tackle, just pushing people back. And again, you give Kelly a little bit of wiggle room, he's going to do some damage.
So Aaron Medley now on, trying to send us to double overtime. Play on. 35-35. This time Tennessee will have it first in the second overtime.
We took legendary and made it liberating. We took safe and made it daring. We took intelligent and made it utterly irresistible. We took the most advanced E-Class ever and made the most exciting E-Class ever. The all-new E-Class Coupe from Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
What is greatness?
Greatness is playing your heart out to the very last second.
Greatness is putting the team on your back and never accepting defeat.
Greatness is living up to the expectations and setting new ones. Think you can hang with that?
Removing all doubts?
Why not?
Coming back even stronger? You got that right.
Greatness is taking fate into your own hands. Are you ready?
Back in Atlanta, a sensational way to cap off this Labor Day weekend in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. Tennessee and Georgia Tech tied at 35, going to the second overtime. John Kelly just scored a touchdown for the Vols. Kelly, 125 yards, 3 touchdowns on the night. That one kept Tennessee in it. What a sensational evening for quarterback from Georgia Tech, DeQuan Marshall, in his first start. A school record for a quarterback, 41 rushes for 228 yards and 4 touchdowns. And now Quentin Dormady will try to give Tennessee the lead for the first time tonight. They've trailed all evening, and here in the second overtime, they're trying to go on top of the Jackets. Here's Kelly. Could not in the first overtime get him on the ground, but they do after a pickup of about half a yard. Terrell Lewis on the stop along with Antonio Simmons.
Yeah, Lewis just instinctively shoots that gap. He's able to squeeze through the right guard in the center. Keep Tennessee to a short gain.
Time for Dormady. Throws it to Callaway. Callaway's had a huge night. Catch, breaks the tackle, and fights his way down to the 9-yard line. It'll be first down and goal.
Yeah, Callaway at 6'2", matched up against Steph Durham. Uses that club with that left hand to get a little bit of, able to get it away from him just enough. The ball kind of floated there a little bit. I understand trying to put it up or maybe in the back shoulder, but it floated. Durham almost got back, but look at the separation using that left arm to get away.
And Georgia Tech showing blitz. Lewis got back before he made contact and gave Tennessee some free yardage. See if he's still coming or they call it off. He's not. Working on Durham again, and Durham is going to be called for pass interference. And we're throwing it for the freshman, Josh Palmer.
Been dying to talk about Josh Palmer tonight. You
Pass
and
interference. Defense number 8. Foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
You and I were talking to the coaches, and they talked about how he moved from Canada down his senior year down to Florida. It's a good call. Trying to work back to the ball, and Durham in his way, not allowing him. Just at the end. He started to try to look for the ball, which would have helped his case, but unable to do that. But Palmer goes down to Florida. He drives an hour to St. Thomas Aquinas one way. Hour back and forth, and ends up having a great senior year and ends up in Knoxville.
Kelly into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. That's Kelly's 4th touchdown tonight.
Kelly has had a big night, and he is a hard back to tackle when he gets down low like that. 128 yards on a night, averaging just under 7 yards a carry with those 4 touchdowns.
Medley to make it a 7-point game, and he does. And now the pressure is on Georgia Tech. The Jackets trailing for the first time tonight. A game that looked to be firmly in control by Georgia Tech. Very few miscues on offense, but 2 fumbles led to 2 Tennessee touchdowns, one of which came at the end of a long run, which would have made it a 2-possession game late in the 4th quarter. And now Tech finds itself needing to score here to avoid the loss.
You know, the UCLA game, I think, is a really good example. The team down 44-10. They come all the way back to win, 45-44. Not only was that a big win, but it also helps them to try to build on their season. Week 1, facing adversity, come back. That's the same opportunity that Tennessee has right now after the way this game went early.
Marshall looking for the edge, and he'll pick up about 5. Ball came loose, but Marshall ruled down. Mentioned earlier, nobody's played more overtime games than Tennessee. This is their 20th. 2 overtimes, nothing. 2002, and they played, I think, 7 overtimes against Arkansas. Won the game. You up for that? You got enough stamina?
Absolutely.
We'll stay around all night. This has been fun. 2nd down and 6. Marshall following. It'll be 3rd down. And with that surge, Kirk, sometimes it looks as if a play was stopped cold, and then you look up and watch the yard marker where the ball spot, and you got 3.
Still sets up his 3rd down.
Need to get the ball to the 15. It'll be about 2 yards short, obviously. 2 plays to get it. Down a touchdown, needing a touchdown. They have the opportunity to tie or take the lead if they were to go for 2. First down, Georgia Tech.
When in doubt, go to Carvante Benson up the middle. Trust that offensive line, which Paul Johnson does. You know, I always have felt that in this offense, the fullback, what they call the B-back, is the key. When he gets established, everything seems to come off of him. And, of course, he's enjoyed a very good night tonight at that position.
On first down, the counter. Marshall's got a lead blocker. Marshall's inside the 5. Marshall's into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Now
the Georgia Tech, Paul Johnson, they're going to go for 2.
Yep.
But you see this play, it's been all night. The reason it's tough to stop is he's either going to get the block and go to the outside, or if you try to go wide, he can cut underneath it. Here it is coming right to you. And Parker Braun's done this. He's taken out a couple Vols defenders all night on this play. And that will be a play all year that Marshall's going to have a lot of success running outside, and then he can cut back underneath. And of course, there's those receivers. This time Ricky June picking up a great block downfield.
Daquan Marshall, 44 carries, 249 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Good call on the starting quarterback, by the way, Paul Johnson. 5 rushing touchdowns is a Georgia Tech record. Number of carries and number of yards, a Georgia Tech record for quarterback. But now they need to get it in the end zone one more time on the 2-point conversion, which appears to be what Paul Johnson's going to do. 3-1 in 1-possession games last year.
He moved the ball to the kind of the right middle on the field here.
So a night filled with drama here in Atlanta will come down to this final play. A two-point conversion attempt. Win or lose right here. All in.
Well, Butch Jones is going to call a timeout. It's like in basketball, you get a look at their formation and what they want to maybe call. And now you call that timeout. Now you have an idea of what his go-to two-point play is formation-wise.
Well, let me ask you this, Kirk. Last year, you'll recall in Georgia Tech's win against Georgia, Quay Searcy scored the winning touchdown on what was supposed to be a throwback to the quarterback. A little bit of a trick play deep in the red zone. Not quite this close to the end zone. Do you expect them to go with something standard? Or do you expect a little trickery from Johnson here?
When standard has worked
all night.
I wouldn't go away from it. I think it's going to be based on the alignment of Tennessee. Where is Tennessee's strength of their defense? And I'd give Marshall the option at the line of scrimmage to check to the left or to the right, depending on the defensive alignment.
And here we go for the game. Marshall has help. He laterals it. Did they get it in? No. They're calling him down. The ball game is over. Darrell Taylor makes the play, and Tennessee wins it.
How fitting that Darrell Taylor makes the play. 19 right there, right is the closest defender, fights off of a block, gets around Braun and lowers the boom. Now he throws the ball. It touches the surface. It's not a lateral, it's a forward pass. Benson tries to get his hands under the ball. The official sees it right away that it touched the ground, waved it off immediately, not to mention he's short.
Didn't get it
anyway. The goal line.
Let's go down to the field. Maria Taylor has Butch Jones with her.
All right, Coach, it all came down to one final play with your defense. What was going through your mind as they took the field on a two-point?
Well, we talked about our will to win. And we found out about our will to win. And what can I say about Marquez Callaway? He made some big plays for us. A great college football game. Really proud of our players. They kept believing, and we finished. And we found out a little bit about our will to win. Now, we got a long ways to go, but we'll enjoy it and have a short week of preparation.
Yeah, you took your first lead in the second overtime. So how was your team able to change the momentum of this game?
Just continue to believe and continue to work. And we talked about it all week long, that this would show our will to win through our preparation and not giving up. We said we had to have each other's back, and we had that complementary football.
Quinton Dormady, in his first start as your quarterback, he showed some guts. What did you see from him?
Just gritty stuff that we've seen all camp. Very, very poised. Our offense did a good job of really protecting him the second half. I think the biggest difference was we made plays on the perimeter.
Where does this team go from here? What have you learned, and how do you carry it over into week 2?
We're just 1-0, and obviously we're working to be 1-0 next week. But a great, great win for us, a great way to get the season started.
All right, congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
Tennessee brought ice tubs so the players could recover before they travel back to Knoxville. They better get some extra ice after this one. A double overtime victory for the Volunteers, 42-41 over Georgia Tech. Tonight's game produced by Bill Bedell, directed by Jeff Evers. Our outstanding crew did a great job covering every angle for you. Don't miss College Game Day and Saturday Night Football on ABC from Columbus this weekend as Oklahoma takes on Ohio State. Time right now to send you to Scott Van Pelt, Sports Center at night. What a lead-in we had for you there, SVP.